Hello, hello, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. I say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on your location. Wonderful people, I am here once more today, the 24th of September 2025, for us to continue. And my people, I want you to drop whatever you are doing and join me for this program so that we will continue telling the world the reason why Biafra should be recognized and to become a nation of our own. Ndị be anyị ekenekwa m unu, ekene m nwoke kene nwanyị nke onye chiri ya zelu. Ndị be anyị gbakọtakwanụ ka anyị continue n'ife anyị na-eme. Biafra bụ our religion and anyị ga na evangelize na-akọwalụ ndị ụwa ife anyị ga-eji wee rapụ Nigeria. Nigeria bụ a terrorist nation. Nigeria bụ a nation na-egbu ndị nke. Nigeria bụ a nation na-egbu dream, na-egbu desire, na-egbu everything a na-egbu egbu n'ụwa. Ya, o nwere ife anyị ga-eme again ka anyị na ndị Nigeria bụrụ ofu. And anyị dị very, very fit ịbụ a nation of our own. So my people, join me from wherever you are and let us continue. Tupu nga n'iru ka mkpe ekpele yo kene Olisa. Chineke nna bi n'igwe, agbakwula ezuru ike, echeta obi esie ike. Nna biko ana m ayọkwa gị, onye nwe mmadụ, biko bịa nyere anyị aka, anyị bụ ụmụ Biafra, ka anyị nweta our independence, nweta our freedom. Chukwu nna biko, ana m erunyekwe n'aka gị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ our leader. Ndị ilu anyị etogharị ya si na ọ bụrụzi 10th bụ hearing, no 26th, nke bụ nwanne echi a. Biko nna mee ka farapụ ya, ekwekwana ka nwoke ma nwaanyị gbuo our leader. Nna bi n'igwe, ana m ayọkwa gị, biko nna mee ebele ka arapụkwa Simon Ekpa bụ our prime minister mma eji gbuo agụ. Biko nna chedokwala anyị Maazị Oge Nkere our APM. Chedo ndị na-agbara anyị egbe, General Butuzo, General Gentle. Ịma na ndị Nigeria na-achọ Gentle na-abụ aka n'anị, mana afọ ama amanata location ebe Gentle nọ. Location ọ nọ ama elu ndị ilo ntị. Nke a kafa ga-eji ma na anyị nwa bụ ndị Biafra na anyị karịrị fa. Biko nna mee ebele, onye nwe m mee ebele, nyere anyị aka ka anyị nweta nation anyị, maka na isi na ife sie ike anyị kpọkuo gị. Ya ka m ji wee na-akpọku gị nna bi n'igwe, ka ị bịa nyelu ụmụ Biafra aka, nyelu ndị be anyị aka, ndị na-atụ ego ka fa ego ghara ịkọfa n'akpa. Biko nna bịa buuru anyị ụzọ, kpeere anyị azụ, n'afa Jizọs Kraịst onye nwe anyị. Amen. Ise. So my people, we are here now to keep telling the world our predicaments, why we are leaving Nigeria. Nigeria is a terrorist nation, a nation that kills its own people, a nation that kills dreams. Nigeria bụ obodo amarọ ife a na-akpọ iwu. Nigeria amarọ maka iwu. Nigeria bụ etie iwu, emebie iwu. Ọ ife Nigeria bụ. So my people, o nwero ka anyị ga-esi wee na-achị azụ to Nigeria. Ka m kpọrọ unu na ife a dị ebe a na-egwu ka ọ bụ egwu anyị ji emeghe akụkọ anyị na-akọrọ ndị mba ụwa.
We are generous and industrious. Naturally, we are educationally, we are loaded. Mentally, we can check around the world. can go say give Billy. Because anywhere you from, around the world, come and see who we are. Because you are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. It's about obodo Chukwu kwere anyị na nkwa na ndị rofuru wee gbarịwa Chukwu okike gọziri anyị gọzikwa anyị n'akara aka ife bụ na edere bụ ọganiru ọganiru anyị bara ụwagharị Chukwu okike bịa maka anyị jeje n'afọ ya ka eji ebute ike mgbenụ bịa kele nụ mama papa bịafu n'ife ji bili biko bịa kele nụ anywhere you from around the world mgbenụ bịa kele nụ come and see who we are. You are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. Biafra Bukobodo you. Everybody see you are welcome. We are Biafrans. We believe in quality education. We can be partners if you are ready for innovation. Makanina, Igafuna is talented to be better. If you invest in Biafra land, when of your no, Mama and Papa Biafra Fajibili, pick up your no, anywhere you from around the world. When of your no, come and see who we are. No, you are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. Biafra Bukobodo you. Everybody sing you are anywhere you from around the world, come and see who we are. You are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. Biafra Bukobodo you. Everybody see you are welcome. We are generous and industrious. Naturally, we are educationally we are loaded. Mentally, you can check out. Mama and Papa can go say give Billy. Naturally, we are educationally we are loaded. Mentally, you can check around the world. Mama and Papa can go say give Billy. Because anywhere you from around the world, come and see who we are. Because you are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. It's about no everybody see you are welcome.
Yes, my people, wonderful Biafrans. Oh my God.
Obodo Chukwu kwere anyị na nkwa ka ndị iro furu wee gbarịwa. Chukwu okike gọziri anyị, gọzikwa anyị n'akara aka. Ife bụ na jere bụ ọganiru, ọganiru anyị bara ụwa garị. Chukwu okike bịa maka anyị ije n'afọ ya ka eji ebute ike. Mgbenụ bịa kelee nụ, mama and papa bịafu n'ife ji bili. Biko bịa kelee nụ, anywhere you from around the world. Mgbenụ bịa kelee nụ, come and see who we are. Bịa kelee nụ, ndị mbụ ụwa, bịa kelee. You are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. Biafra bụkwa obodo ya. Ebe ọ bụ na esi you are welcome.
Yes, yes, my people, I thank you, wonderful Biafrans, lovers of freedom, for joining me. I have to acknowledge everybody that is here. Ụmụnne m na ụmụnna m, ọ ga-adịla unu mma. Chinenye nwanne m, ndewo for joining the program. You are always there. I appreciate you. And Sapi Bekee, ndewo. Daalụ for joining. Chukwudi Ani, ndewo nwanne m. Stella, I appreciate you so much. Wonderful Biafrans, we have to always come here to let the world know what we are made of. O nwelu video m watch early this morning, ya ka m na-achọ kemgbe oge egwu a na-akụ na-achọ ya, mana even before now achọgo m ya. Hello, Ndụ Kalụ, ndewo nwanne m. Thank you for joining us. My people, you all know our morning rituals after the prayer. You like and share and subscribe to Betty Ford TV in the YouTube, and in the Facebook is Betty Ford Second. Just subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. Ada charge ego ni ya. Ada akwụ ụgwọ. O nwere ife ọ bụ, just a finger, you click on it. Ndị be anyị need as many subscribers as possible. Ọ bụrọkwa iwu o, ọ ọsọ gị. Mana all a way to support this platform. That's all. So my people, dịka m si ekwu, wee na-aga through messages, wee fụ ebe Showore, unu ma Showore, ọnya nwee this newspaper a na-akpọ, ka ezikwa ife a na-akpọ newspaper Showore. O wee si na-akọlụ ndị mmadụ na oge ebunatala onye ndu. Ọ sị na ya gwara onye ndu na ọ dịkwanụ ka mistake ka ị na-eme. Hello, Ike Edmond, thank you for joining us. So Showore wee nọdụ ebe anwa na-ekwusi na ya gwalụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na ya nọdụ na ya na-enwe meeting, ya wee nụ that na ebunata Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ya wee chọrọ ya wee jee. So na okenye alụtezi ya wee si ya, nna na okwu anyị na-ekwu na Biafra bụkwa a threat to global world. Nnamdi Kanu wee si ya, ọ maka gịnị? Ya wee si Nnamdi Kanu na ife ya minu bụ na Nigeria, na ka esi wee create Nigeria bụ nọọ ngwongwo ndị ọcha ka Nigeria bụ. That na Nigeria bụ ndị mba ụwa nwe Nigeria, and na famụma create ya ka ọ dị like that, because na ife niile fa na-achọ na ọ dị there. And na gị nwa bụ onye na-asị na ị chọrọ ikewa, na fama ekwekwa ka ikewa, because na ife ị na-abịa bụ ikewa their property. Na ọ bụrụkwa sọsọ tribes no around Biafra hate Biafra, na ndị kpọrọ Biafra si na ferika, na ife a bụ ịnapụfa nni fa na-eri n'ọnụ. Ya ndị be anyị ka unu wee ghọta na ife anyị na-eme abụrụ, ọ bụrụ ife ụmụaka o. Ya ka eji wee na-egbu ndị be anyị ife niile a na-egbu n'Owerri, na-egbu n'Ọkigwe, na-egbu na Ọsụ Inọlụ, Ọlụ steeti, na-egbu na Ebonyi, egbu na Nsụka. O nwere onye chọrọ ikwu okwu. Elo ikuku Chukwu daalụ, bịa nnọọ kusa anyị ezigbo ikuku gị a n'ụtụtụ a. So my people, oge o kwuru okwu anwa m wee sị na m ga-ejike n'ife a wee mee my title of my program this morning, that Biafra is not a threat to the global world. We are not. Anyị chọrọ ịrapụ Nigeria n'udo na ọṅụ, mana Nigeria ekwerọ. Onye bụ Nigeria? Nigeria bụ nwa bekee. Nigeria bụ ndị mbi na befa, ọfa bụ Nigeria. Fanwa fọmụ Nigeria, maka na ife Nigeria bụ ife a na-akpọ Royal Niger Company. Ifuge, maka na asị na onye be anyị, onye Biafra land, fagotelu Biafra n'aka. The man na-eme business na 18 something. Business nwoke a wee na-aga aga, fa wee bịa goo nya kwụọ onye ụgwọ, wee si ya ngwa na ego a bulu 800 and something thousand pounds na 18 something. Fa wee kwụọ onye ụgwọ, wee tụgharịa business the man from after the man kpọrọ his business, wee tụgharịa ya to Royal Niger Company. Unu ma ebe ndị Royal bi, nọ ebe a mbi. So oge akwụsịzi slave trade ma ife niile o, colonization, fa wee mezie ya si ngwa bịa were unu independence unu. Oge anwa Kwame Nkrumah na ndị ọzọ enyegolu Zik na Babawo aka, ewee fight back for independence. Ndị Fulani a controlled by Usman Dan Fodio si na fa chọrọ independence, ya ndị ọcha fa na-achị. Zik na Babawo na Okotie bụ all these people fa kwechiri si mba na fa ga-enwe their own independence. This Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana si Zik fe kwekwana fa nwelu their independence. So ndị be anyị, ọkụ unu wee ma no na Nigeria fa abụrọkwa o mere exist at all. Even Babawo si na Nigeria, the contraption bụ Nigeria, no bụrụ a nation, na ife ọ bụ a geographical expression. Geographical expression in the sense that na enwelu enwe 3 ethnic groups. Enwe Yoruba, nwee Igbo, nwee Hausa. Fulani wee si ebe fa si wee bịa, wee fụ na ndị Hausa bụ ezigbo mmadụ, because Hausa people, the real Hausas, the Nupes, the Gwaris, the Sokoto, the Kaduna, the Maiduguri, very nice people. Oge no secondary school nje holiday na Yola. Yola dị after Maiduguri, very far. Boundary ndị Nigeria na Cameroon. Oge anwa, Nigeria na-achịkwa Cameroon a. Unu mana Nigeria chi Cameroon. Mgbe jee holiday ebe anwa. Ndị a bụchasịrị ezigbo mmadụ the real houses. Fa dị very good. Etu akafa si wee si okay. Na anyị nwere anyị rinne ngwa nọdụ na ebe a. Fulani wee bata wee gbuo ndị chiefs fa niile. Welu nke fa replace exactly ife afa na-eme na Southeast today. Fe megi in the 18 something okwerofa. 1940 okwerofa. Unafuge. Onya kafa ji wee kpọkwa ndị Benue asị. Maka na ebe anwa ka anọ wee gbuo onye isi fa. Wee nie ya de. Ebe anwa ka egbulie. Maka na fa chọọ expand this their religious nonsense. Ife ha na-emegharị n'ụwa niile kịta. Ndị be anyị unu mana ndị Facebook si na fa ga sanction m maka that Italian video ngosi yesterday. Facebook jogburu onwe fa. Fa bụ ndị ọjọọ. Wee protest ya, contest ya immediately. Nsi fa no. N'unu ama sanction maka na na-egosi ife na-eme na agha dịkwu na be nke anyị mana o nwere onye na-egosi no awareness ka nji na-create. I contested it. Ọkụ unu wee fụ ife mee na anya dị egosi ife ụfọdụ ebe a. Fasi na violate their community regulations. Unafuge. Amarom ọ bụrụ ife niile ka anyị na-egosi here. So o wee bụrụ ya. Ndị a wee na-achọ expand that their religious nonsense. That religion gasị gị na onye ekwere gị bee ya onu. Onye ọbụla mana Chukwu bi n'igwe selo Moses na Mountain Sinai, thou shalt not kill. Maka na killing nke fa bụ evil killing. Amara m onye fa na-egburu mmadụ fọ. Fa gbuo fasi Allahu Akbar. O nwere onye fa bele onu. Bee this boy onu and ka na watch ya nwa na-ama ka ewu until finally anụrọzi onu. Nwa m nwoke si m mommy ma watchizi n'ụdị ife a. Adịma watch nwe o mana aka m obi wee na-enene kafasi wee jide this boy. Ito kafadi ofu onye jide the boy n'ụkwụ. Onye nke ọzọ ji mma wee jidie n'isi. Nke ọzọ na-evidio. Fa video si afatunye. Mwee si ndị Facebook, ndị a niile na-agbasi ọtọ unu na-arapụ na Facebook. Ọ dị morally right? Mmadụ gbuo mmadụ tinye unu agbachi nkịtị. You know, yes. Ọkwefu ndị Facebook a afụnụrọ m ndị ọjọọ dị ka fanụ. Ikwuo maka nwoke na nwoke tosiri ịdị na-edina nwoke ibie fa akọtụọ gị off cha cha cha. Ọfa bụ ndị ọjọọ anụnwa eji emebi ụwa. Ndị si na fa bịara ime new world. Maka na onye nwe Facebook ọ ndị otu ndị new world. You know? So, o wee bụrụ ya ndị a wee na-achọ ịgbasa this their religion. Ịjụ febe ego nu. Ndị Benue anụnwa maka na ndị Benue anụnwa ife ọjọọ na ife ọma dị fa n'isi. Fa wee nuso fa ọgụ. Akọgo m akụkọ a before, but let me just touch light on it. Ndị Benue wee kwụsị fa de. Fa bịa rọba anyị. Fa wee gbuo ụmụ nwoke ndị Benue gbusie fa. Ụmụ nwoke ndị Igbo wee jee tụba ndị ụmụ nwanyị ndị Benue ime. Unu mana ndị Igbo ada anụ ndị Benue. Maka gịnị? Maka na fa sị na ị marọ onye nke ị ga-anụ. Ọ bụrụ ọbala ndị bụ unu. Ọ bụrụ nwanne gị ka ị na-anụ. So ndị be anyị ada anụ ndị Benue. Nna m kọọlụ m akụkọ a oge ọ dị ndụ. Si na egbuchasịrị ụmụ nwoke fa ọ bụrụ sọsọ ụmụ nwanyị. then ụmụ nwoke ndị Igbo ife a mere around 1940 something wee jee tụba ụmụ nwanyị ndị Benue na Plateau tụbasịa afọ ime fa wee bido mụba nwoke. So na most of them na-ada eyi anyị bụkwa because of ife a nkwu kịta. Achọrọ m continue ya mana ọkụ unu malụ na otego Fulani ji achọ fasi na fa ga-edipụ Koran, mana fa bịazie idipụ Koran ahụ aka ka anyị na-akwazi fa na dia Koran adanye n'ime mmiri na fa ga-edipụ Koran na high sea. Ọ legacy nnafa Usman Danfodio rapụrụ fa, and ụmụ malụ ndị Fulani ada agbaghalụ mmadụ. Ime Fulani ife taa in the next 100 years ụmụ ya ọ ga-arapụrụ ya ụmụ ya continue. Mana ebe ọ bụ na that time na famaizi ndị be anyị maka ọ gwụcha ife education fa niile ndụ fa niile bụ this their Islamic religion. So na anyị ga na-agwa ndị ụwa na anyị achọrọ Islamization, anyị achọrọ ya, anyị achọrọkwanụ Fulanization. We don't want it. And o nwere etu ọzọ anyị ga-esi wee kwue dan anyị nwee idu na-atụ ego. Ka m gwa unu eziokwu, ọ bụ na eme anyị recognize today, ndị be anyị ịtụ ego abụrụkwa forever o. Ọ bụrụ forever. O nweghị ife ntụnyelu unu azụ before mgbe onye isi anyị before ejidie na Finland. Ọ marọ na o nwere oke nọ n'ụlọ na-ada agwa nke nọ n'ugbo na anụ dị na ngịga. Onye isi anyị bịa jee mitie another country ga na-ebunye anyị ife anyị ji echedo obodo anyị. Ka fa bịa buru mmanụ na Bakassi, somebody ejekwa ndị Nigeria ejekwuru that country chie fa warning. Unu mmanụ ka ndị ọcha si eme, ndị anwa agba ọsọ. Kịta ka mma nọ Ngozi Ọra bụ Fulani. Ife a mere about 3 times tupu onye isi anyị wee sị ka anyị tụbazie ego. Maka na ọ sị na ndị be anyị ataga afụfụ so much. Na anyị ataga afụfụ. Ife a bụ attempt o make manụ na amarọ. Nwaanyị anwa otego, mana onye isi anyị aghọtara ife na-eme that time. Ọ batakwa na meeting, ọ na-asịfa kedu ka ndị a si ama ife na-eme. Maka na ndị ya kwuru okwu last week na-agwazifa kịta na Nigeria gọọmenti kpọrọ fa na awụ ọnụfa. Ifugie anyị aka dịrọ na-atụ ego a. So na nwaanyị onye sabụ a ọnọdụ PM bụ ajọ ọnọdụ, and kịta ka o pruvuziri onwe exactly karakta ndị Fulani bata na nke ndị Sokoto ebe anwa kafa si bata, maka ebe boundary ya bụ Nigeria na ndị Niger na ndị ọzọ ebe a ka o bido, ebe anwa kafa si bata. Fulani bata wee na-aza we are Hausa Fulani. Kịta afa na-azazi Fulani. That is to say na fa batago, na fa settle go, na fa bụrụgo ọga. So ọkwa ya mere anyị ji atụ ụtụ ahụ. Ka m gwasịkwa unu nke bụ eziokwu. Our PM achọrọkwa ka anyị na-atụfusi ego. Ọ chọrọ, because ọ sị na ndị be anyị na anyị atago afụfụ enough. Mana oke nọ n'ụlọ na-agwa oke nọ n'ama na anụ dị na ngịga. Sabotage kata this young man ike wee gwụ. O wee resort zie to isi unu ụmụnne m biko nụ ka anyị tụọ ego ka anyị wee mee ife akpakpakpa. Unu afụgoni ọ nọrọ kịta gịnị ife na-ebe na-ebekwa. Like ndị si na no PM no Maazị Nnamdi Kanu no fa bụ Insecurity na Southeast. Ọ ndị ụbụrụ fa adịrọ, ndị ụbụrụ fa ezuru ezu. Maka na ị na-anya na this nke a na-akpọ World Terrorist Index, Nigeria gba 2. ma ị na-anya production onwere ife aja Naijiria chịta. The only thing farm na-eproduce bụ oil and gas. Kedu ndị nwe oil and gas? Anyị nwa. We own it. Mana aka anyị ada elue. So my people, ndị bi n'ụlọ, kpọọ m n'ekwentị a ka nye unu ụzọ unu ga-esi wee tụọ ego. Ọ bụrụkwa mmadụ niile o, ndị nọ n'ụlọ ụfọdụ amatago. Enyego m this number to so many people. Fa wee contact ya onye anwa ga-enyefa guide etufa ga-esi tụọ ego n'ụlọ ya eje. Then nke a bụ nke eji atụ eje mma. Ọfọ ndị bi n'obodo bekee, ọ bụrụ ndị bi n'ụlọ. So ndị be anyị, ọnya bụ ife na-eme kịta. Onye kwena ka anything mee ya ka ọ daa mba. Ọ bụrụ na o nwere onye ị na-achọ, ma ịfụrụ onye anwa, ịkpọ m na mgbịrịmgba I will tell you. Ma ọ bụrụ na mma ebe onye anwa nọ, o nwekwa ife na-aga edoro gị anya, jụọ m mmalia ngwa gị ozugbo. Ọ bụkwa na m amara ya, sị gị oke chelu ka m jụta onye isi anyị. Njụ ọnya, ọ bụrụ na m enwetara ya, akpọ m COS ya, maka na ejikwu m mgbịrịmgba nwanne m nwoke afọ. Very nice boy, very intelligent boy. CS no, very fantastic guy. Ifugo no kita ka Chukwu wepụtala anyị ndị bụ ndị ga-eme ka Biafra bịa. Few of us n'enu unu niile nọ ebe a, unu eriro nne. Onwe ndị ga-eje na platform fa na-enwe 1000 people viewing, but ona unu re ebe a bụ ndị nwere ike itinye aka wenye akenu wee nwụọ iyi n'unu chọ ka Biafra bịa. My brother Uchenna, ndewo. I acknowledge your presence. So my people, Biafra ga-abịa lele. Anyị abụrụ a threat to any world. Onye chọọ mmanụ ọbịa ka anyị negotiate. Ọ na-amịlụ mmanụ anyị dịka etu anyị si negotiate kita with America. Unu amara ife onye isi anyị na-ade eje ebe anwa. Unu mana ndị ọcha to convince onye ọcha ọ na-afịa arụ. And for them to allow us to come to this place, unu na-ene anya, ọ bụrụ an easy thing. O jegi ije, and ije o jelu include imit onye isi ndị America a na-akpọ Brian Mast. Brian Mast bụ nya dị in charge of arms, sale of arms. Yesterday na space, ife niile anyị kwu bụ that na Nigeria adịrọ worthy to be sold arms to them. O nwere ife APM anyị adị emetụ ọnụ, ọgwafa nke ọgwafa nka. There must be sanction on Nigeria. Sanction bụ ime ka onye ọbụla, any country na-ego mmanụ, na-ego gas na ife niile kafa kwụsị. Mana ị ga-ife Showore kwuru that na onye ndu na touch a very very soft nerves, pressure point ndị ọcha create in Nigeria. Na ọ na touch that pressure point. Maka na ndị bụ ụwa na-abịa Nigeria, o nwere onye na-challenge fa. Onwe ife Fulani ma fa jegodo akwụkwọ, fa dị as bad as onye jere akwụkwọ. Maka na fa ga-eje gụọ akwụkwọ, fa ego onye ga-abịa n'elu fa exam, fa jide the title, jide the position, mana o nwere ife fama. Because ọ bụ na Shetima nwelu brain, ọ malụ na ife ọ na-eme, na the world is seeing that he is just unaliving innocent people for no reason. A country that you are their president and you are the one unaliving them. one after the other. And that was why T.Y. Danjuma, even though no ife dị ya na ndị befa mma, T.Y. Danjuma bụ onye so wee gbuo ndị Biafra egbu n'ụwa ya na Obasanjo na Murtala Mohammed ọ kafa ma Tunde Diagwa ọ kafara wee gbuo Biafrans. Kita egwu arogo ndị nkata ike. My people, you have to touch light on the past in order to deal with your presence and move forward to your future. Onwero ka ị ga-esi bịa here na-eme program ka mụnwa bụ Betty ghali ịdị na touch light on those. No, because if I na lack political ideology, political sense, anyị bụ ndị Igbo enwere ya. Ife anyị ma bụ ọsọ ka azụ afịa, ngwa afịa, alụ ụlọ elu, anụ nwaanyị, agba nkwụ, agba mmiri, agba nke ọzọ. No. Na Fulani enwere ụbụrụ n'isi fa maka fasia a coordinate onwe fa rụọ ọrụ together. Onwere onye na challenge ibi. Ọ bụrụ na onye Igbo kịta ka m gwa unu eziokwu, ọ bụrụ na Peter Obi nọ kịta ifu onwere omekwe ka ndị Igbo senite isi ime ọbịa daa gị. Bet na ife ndị Fulani bụ mgbọ na wee kechaa onwe fa n'ukwu wee na-agagharị na-egbu mmadụ. Shetima ada atụpụ ofe ọnụ. Ndị ba ọ na-abụ onye egburu okunikwa again. Ịnwụọ ịnwụgo. Ndị niile afa na-egbufa ga-ekuni again. Even though the world comes today to condemn Nigeria, all the people they have unalived, ndị fazigalo judgment, onwere onye ga-ekuni ọzọ mba. Nke anwa naanị is all right. So, but onye Igbo ga-abịa, ọ na-agba nwanne ya mgba. Erelizikwa Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nke a na-akpọ ijele. Anya egbuo ya. Ngwa ka nnenekere na ụmụ Igbo ga-anọ ebe anwa erelizie Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, onye dịka ijele. Eli juru afọ. Even ya bụ afịa ụmụ Igbo na-azụ, ọ mara na-azụ ya. Shishi ojiro. Ọ ndị Fulani ka ọ na-agbala odibo. The same thing with Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo bụ mmụọ na-ada ewetu ewetu. Ndị niile a na-agba anyị mgbe okpuru, katapila na ndị otu ma Ngozi na onwe fa bụ mmụọ na aka ada elufa na-arụ ka ọ hopeless ụzọ dị mma. Ife aka ụmụ Palestinian na-eme ụmụ Israelite fapụta ụmụaka fejide gas jide matches fafuru anaghị fa awụọ gị amụnye gị ọkụ. Amarọ m ife na-eme ụmụaka bai fa na-ajụ anya oyi too much. Maka na ndị a mkpọrọ afọ etosiri ikwu ka nke a na-akpọ uru agụ, ọ na-eje Nnewi befa, o jee ọ nakwa South Africa, ọ na-akọgheri. Ọ ndị si ka egbu onye ndu, a na-egburu onye ndu for what? Imanụ nata kafa ji ọnụ fam mention ndị Fulani a. They will never do it. Mana Gumi dị busy wee na-achịgharị ndị terrorist ka na-achị efi. So my people, let me play this video once again before onwe video dị here ka unu ga-enya ntị. Ka mkpọgodulu unu my jingle. Even ana m ayọ my information minister si ya ọ ka m kwụsị use ife as jingle, ọ sị mma kwụsị na. Ọ sị mma kwụsị na use si ya okay. Yes, my people.
Elias, come close, let me tell you. Stay away from Biafra. You can't succeed. Elias, come close, let me tell you. Stay away from Biafra. You can't succeed.
Knows how the Fulani penetrates Igbos, penetrate Biafrans. A different breed of Biafrans that understood how the Fulani terrorist cabals and Nigerian government works. So when you see the criminal ex-British cabinet members, the criminal lobbyists that are parading with them in the name of trying to restore Biafra, Biafrans already stopped them on their track. That is why they don't go. They can't move anywhere. Not when some of us. Not when some of us. So the Nigerian government, I promise you today, the money you are giving to the is a waste because they cannot go anywhere. They can't go far. Once they take one step, we are taking 5 steps ahead of them.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency.
Yes, my people. Ndị Igbo si nọ asụ akọwa bụ oyibo. Be vidio anụnwa, our information minister gwara anyị bụ ndị media. Before anyị na-eme program anyị uzo ya. Some people wee bịa ebe a sị m na fa chọrọ ịdị na n'onu Madam Baobao n'onu Madam Vam Rafael Ajere. Na fa chọrọ ịdị na n'onu wee report ọlịa. Ọ sị m kọwala unu ndị a laikiro ịnụ ya bụ voice na ọ dị mma ka ndị ụwa na-afụ ndị sabo nọ n'etiti anyị. O nwelu nke the person si na ya chọ. Ọ sị m don't worry that I should continue to use this. So ndị be anyị unu ga na-anụ ya every morning mbidoro ana my program. Aga m akwe ya. Maka na ife a bụ ndị nọ that very day. Look at PM here. The congressmen mụ na fa nọ that day. Fa wee anyị niile nọdụ. PM wee introduce this congress ọ sị na ya bụ former congressman Jim Moran wee meghe his own firm, lobbying firm a na-akpọ Jim Moran Global, and na Elias bụ his partner. No, fana bụ o wee na-akọwa so many countries fa lobbygolu for. Ngozi nọkwa there. Vam nọ there. Mụnwa na onwe m nọ there. Information minister nọ there. This Biafra 247 ọ nọ there. Maka na anyị niile zuru ezu oge anwa. Ma David ya nke a sozi Madam Vam kịta so Ngozi anyị niile nọ. O nwerokwa onye n'ime fa kwuru okwu si na ya laikiri lobbyist. But ọ bụrụ na isi na ị chọrọ inweta Biafra, ka ị ga-esi wee nweta Biafra ma ọ bụrụ na ịdịrọ recognized. You can't be a nation without being recognized by international community or other nations in Africa. You must be recognized by at least 5 nations. That is the rule. Vam elokwam na Vam kụrụ akwụkwọ. Or say Elias come here, you cannot succeed. Or if Oji wee solu Imam Madabu. Imam Madabu bụ onye isi ndị na-edozi ikpe. Obi na Switzerland ka ebe ka obi. Ofu onye esori ya na Switzerland na-alụ ọrụ ọ na-alụ. O nwere ike ịtọghata nwa ofu onye ka onye anwa solie na-eme ife Biafra. Mba. A na-atụ ego etu imanụ onye si na ya si Switzerland bịa tụọ ego. Ọ na-eme CRC chairman. Maka na ọ ghọtara ife ọ na-alụ. That was why Vam esolia. Falu ebe anwa Vam one of my brothers here wee sị m mana Vam si na mụnwa na mụ na-esogharị so n'ike n'ike. Ifugo ka ndị be anyị si akụ asịrị na mụ na-esogharị so n'ike ka ọ na mụnwa na-eso Breji. Ebe Breji nwụrụ ka mụnwa ga-anwụ. because regime simply means Biafra Republic government in exile. Nke a na-akpọ Ngozi si na ya bụ USB. How can you, a country ndị nọ exile, isizia na your title or whatever bụ USB? USB bụ afa Biafra na-aza ma fa n'alụ obodo. Ọ bụrụ afa ị ga-eje na-register when you are outside your nation. So na ndị a bụ ndị a na-emekata nata imemekata n'ụlọ Ngozi nwoke a na-akpọ Shetima ma ya fọdụkwa Gumi, maka na ụmụnne ọ ndị ọ na-alụlụ ọrụ with. She is still a political party member to Nigerians. So Ngozi never came. Ọ bịarọ ka ọ zọta Biafra. Ọ bịalụ just 2022 ka o were ọnụ ya, ka o welu ha influence wee mebie ife anyị na-eme. So onye ọbụla na-eso ụzọ akwụrụ ọtọ, ọnya ka our information minister Osim mu continue to use Vavavam's voice and Ngozi as my jingle, so that ka ndị ụwa ghọta na mmadụ na-agba bụ sabo ntị ike. They are saboteurs. Maka ị na-emebi ife nwanne gị na-eme, ife bụ sabo. Ọsọ anyị na-agba bụ ọsọ onye agha na nwanne. Ọsọ ndụ ka anyị na-agba ife a. Then anụ kata onye gị na ya na-achụ nta, ọ sị na ụkwụ gị dị ka ụkwụ mgbada. Ịma na ọ chọrọ gị ogbugbu. Kịta Ngozi ekwugosi ewo na m ga-akpọnyelu unu the voice na phone. Mmadụ send m ya yesterday. Ọ sị na PM si oge nkere ya withdraw court action against her. Says who? PM is PM. He's an individual. And before PM, if ọ na-abịa ajụ ndị Biafra. So, ọ bụ no vote, PM sọsọ ama win. Mana asịa. Unu mana onye asị ka ọ bụ. PM asịrọkwa si withdraw anything. Ọ bụ godo na PM ma na-etekili to court. Because ife eji ada agwa unu na onye nọ n'ime na amamie involve bụ because of a witness statement, because they are being held. Any pim ano na onye anwakwu implicating something, eje na adelia to question ọ ga-aza. Ndị be anyị ghọtania like that. Because last Saturday, our APM si na ọ bụrụ okwu PM. Why? Because we will not involve PM in anything. Eji. Mana ụfọdụ gafe mie misinterpret. Na ọ chọghị na PM position ya. It's not our APM adro like that. Unu ga-asị ma m nọ na n'obi, mana the man, the way o si act, the same way ya na PM si deal with each other. Oge PM na ebe a ka o si act wee luo echi. Because I'm close. Imagine how close are you? To the extent na enwe m ike kpọọ ya, ọzakwa mụ na ekwu okwu. Yes. To the extent na abụ m media. Ọkpụkwa anyị na-enwe meeting. Yes, it's possible. So APM abụrụ ụdị mmadụ ahụ. Mana kịta awa PM nọ na nsogbu, onye jizi n'afịa na-asị PM si nka, PM asịrọ nka. Oge PM si Ngozi Ọra bụ Fulani, nya follow back, or follow kwa back. Oluzie no ke withdraw case against her, ọ bụrụ nke ọ ga-ege PM ntị. Nke anwa ka ọ ga-ege ntị. Onye ala. Imago the woman che na anyị bụ ndị nzuzu. O che na anyị nwa bụ ndị Biafra, na isi mebila anyị, na anyị amaro ife anyị chọ. I my fight. You know, we know what we want. I my fight. Let me find the audio. Can call unu. Ochenia did too much. Gekwanụ ntị.
I'm having fun. Biafra will be coming. We are not going to move ourselves. We are not going to shake ourselves. While we sleep, Biafra is coming and fully restored. Fully. So, on that note, I think that's all I have to bring to the notice of Biafrans. One other thing I wanted to let Biafrans know is that our Prime Minister have ordered Abiri, Elias, and Ogekere to withdraw the suit they have in Washington, D.C. against my humble self. And they have I'm having fun. Biafra will be coming. We're not going to move ourselves. We are not going to shake ourselves. While we sleep, Biafra is coming and fully restored. Fully. So, on that note, I think that's all I have to bring to the notice of Biafrans. One other thing I wanted to let Biafrans know is that our Prime Minister have ordered Abiri, Elias, and Ogekere to withdraw the suit they have in Washington, D.C. against my humble self. And I'm having fun.
Don't have fun. It's your bongo. So, what people need to understand here is that it is established by this lunatic that Oginkere is the one that has the power. That is it. Oginkere is not withdrawing any suit against idiotic people. But you have heard it from the horse's mouth who wanted to toil with Biafra negatively. She said she is having fun. We are not having fun. Thank you.
You'll be sleeping and Biafra will come. Why did she record this voice on a very hush note? Because so onyase na-ekwu okwu etu akafa si asị onye asị ama ekwe ka ịghọtasịa ife ọ na-ekwu ọfụma. Ọ na-arọshi gị ọ ife o ji wee mee this hush audio. Or see na that she is having fun. Now, you will be sleeping by night and Biafra will come. That na PM nyel instruction that Amanda Biri na PM should withdraw the case against her. So no John Atuya or if no ganaju. So she's afraid. I beg your pardon. I welcome our brother William Elu Ndewo and the questionnaire Ndewo, my brother David. And Ekpa is great, our big daddy. You are always welcome. So my people, enwekwa mo link, monye ga like ikwu okwu, but let us go a little bit further. Yesterday, unu lote na eweta mo video onyendu na PM Ebefa na-eme interview. We will just finish it today. But before we go there, onwe ife ụfọdụ nchọ ka unu fụ. Because na Nigeria government na-achụ Biafrans, na-achụ anyị ka etu esi achụ oke, mana ndị befa nọ na-ebu mgbọ na-anyị ya n'ukwu na-agagharị, mana onwero ife emelufa. Nobody is doing anything to them. Ifuge ọka unu wee malụ.
So I saw him bragging in a video. He said, look at, I am releasing 40 persons. The people he kidnapped before. He said he have released other people before. That he's releasing these people not because he's threatened or the security operative overpowered him. That while he was looking for everybody they kidnapped to release them, that he received the news that the security operatives were trying to attack his people. That he is warning Nigeria that any attack on his people again, that they will return to violence and Nigeria will burn down. This is the person the DSS, the military, shook hand with last week. He was having people he kidnapped, and in Nigeria, kidnapping carries a death sentence, if I'm not mistaken. Now,
my people, mgbe Obama nọ n'ọchịchị, unu ga-elota na Obama jisiri ike wee gbuo nke a na-akpọ Osama bin Laden, ya na nwunye Clinton bụ Secretary of State that time. That was around 2015 2016, oge Obama na-achị America. Fama na terrorism na the sentence bụ death penalty, ọkwa ife a bụ a terrorist. O ji belt, o ji mgbọ wee mee belt wee na-threaten Nigeria government. My people, unu lota ife yeah, thank you Chukwudi. Unu lotele ife Abacha kwuru during the time of Avengers, oge fa na-eme whatever they were doing, si na na-abịa ebulu mmanụ na befa. Ife Abacha kwuru that time bụ na any insecurity or insurgency that lasts more than 1 year, na ị ga-ama na aka steeti dị n'ime. Even Nasser El-Rufai ekwugosi no Nigeria government na sponsor ndị nke fa na-akpọfa bandit, but ife a bụ terrorist. Gumi bụ their leader, si onye akpọzinafa bandit, onye akpọzinafa terrorist, na ọ na-ewefe iwe. So you can imagine a nation, onye abụrụ a government official ga na-abịa agwa a government, unu akpọzina terrorist, unu kpọbafa bandit, ewe na-akpọfa bandit. Na Fulani emego alụ n'obodo a. So ifefa kwuru kita, I will burn down Nigeria if the security agents attack us. Look at it here, written in red, yellow, black, and white. The bandit leader, Gawa, frees 40 more captives in Katsina, warns Nigeria government over attack on his people's camp. Ifugie, ebe terrorists ga na-agwa Nigeria government ifefa na-eme. So the world, are they not seeing it? Why would Biafra coming be a global threat? Why? America nwere oil. Kedafia, unu mana ndị a mbi na befa na oil dị na Wales. Oil dị ebe anwa. O ife ndị Wales ji wee chọọ ịpụfa ajụ. Ifefa na achọ bụ ebefa ga-eje na-ezuo ori oil. Anyị ejife ụgwọ. Anyị ejiri ofe ụgwọ. You know? So, anybody na-abịa ebe a na-akọgheri. Oh God, Uchenna, rapụ Kingsley onye eriri eri, diọkpala ndị Fulani. Ọfụgonu ka m blọk ọnya. Uchenna, platform ma bụ ebe ị ga-abịa rie nsi. Ndị a bụ Fulani na-aza afa ndị Igbo. Chidubakwa gị n'ọkụ mmụọ. Chie ga-edubi ya n'ọkụ mmụọ. Ebe Chie ga-edugi ya. Amama onye na-emedufe invite. Restless souls. Fa na-akpagharị na-achọ ebe fa ga-eje kwasị. Don't mind the useless Kingsley. Onye Chukwu ga-akpọ ọkụ ka ekwensu ga-akpọ nye ọkụ. Ntọ unu Biafra na-abịa. Whether unu like ya or not, Biafra is coming. Is here. Look at it. Zoo nation. Ndị erileri. Fulani dị egwu. Afụnụrụ m ndị dịka ndị Fulani o. Hey, ndị a bụ Fulani bụ ọnwụ kafa bụ. Ọnwụ fe egbugo ndị Nigeria. Mana ife dị bad n'ime bụ na Yoruba na-asọpọtụ fa. And nya bụ ọkụ ga-agbafa ncha. Anya send anybody. We are leaving them.
I'm trying to let you know that Nigerian constitution has been suspended. It is only valid for some group of people, for some regions. The Nigerian constitution is not valid for everybody. Nigerian constitution has been suspended in so many parts of the country because I do not see reason where the DSS, the military, the people that matters sit with a terrorist. Why the terrorist is still having people he kidnapped. And the terrorist is coming out to warn Nigeria that if they ever attack his camp or his people, that the whole country is going to burn. Do you understand? So if I am telling you that this country is a terrorist country, you should understand the notation of what I said, like the concept that Nigeria is a terrorist country. A terrorist, one person cannot threaten the whole country if the government is not supporting him. If the DSS, the military, are not supporting him, why is it that this man is worse and strong? So I am not trying to criticize this man. No, I don't do that because I understand insecurity. Exactly. It is only people who don't understand insecurity will come out to call Ben Otuji, call this guy, call Mado Andero, begin to call these people. No, I don't do that. I call their sponsors. Without the sponsors of insecurity, these people will never be. It is only people who don't understand insecurity that call people who are carrying arms, killing people up and down. I don't do that. No. Who are the people sponsoring these people?
Yes. Biafrans. Egwu atụkwana anybody. Anyị emeligo ndị a. Onye ndu gwalụfịa anọ na program onye ndu. Oge onye ndu sifa ọ bụrụ na amarapụ anyị aka wee bulu amị unu wee bịa na-egbu ndị be anyị na Southeast. Na by the time unu ga-finish na Southeast wee nata back na unu ama amazidogo unu. Onye ndu is a prophet. Onye ndu si anafa ga-anala unu bụ unu. This is it on the making. This is it happening. They threat the man, I will burn down Nigeria if the security agents nya ndị amị. Mana the worst thing fa na-eme bụ na ụmụ ba ya ada nwe ife na join in Nigerian army. I mean ụmụ Biafra na-eje join ndị Hausa, ndị Fulani, not ndị Hausa. Hausa bụ very good tribe. Mana Fulani si Futajalon wee walk loko to Acapulco. Far terrible people. We will always tell Fulanis to their face. Na far ndị ọjọọ. This our brother na report if Afiabo Marcel Okocha. He's also a freedom fighter on his own platform. On Yerana news, on aga in depth, just like Chinedu. I will also play Chinedu's video on Onyendu Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's case. So, if I na-ekwu ebe a bụ na anyị agbanarigo Nigeria, the only thing I need kita ka anyị sizie n'ime ewepụta with speed bụ ka anyị dị consistent na-atụ ego anyị a enye anya n'azụ. Anyị ga na-atụ ego biko nụ ndị be anyị. Ama m na ife na-afịa arụ a na-emie. Ọ na-afịa arụ a na-emie. Asị nọ mbelede ka eji ama dike. You know? Biko nụ onye ọbụla make sure na ya na-atụ ego. Hello Friday. Thank you for joining us. We thank God that na ndị be anyị na-apụta nnọọ today.
What is the part of the peace deal? Let them publish the peace deal. Let everybody see. How much do they promise these people? How much are they giving these people? Why must you pay the terrorists? Erufai, now Erufai, former governor of Kaduna State, vice presidential candidate to P2B, Babadati Ahmed, another 4 persons have come to national television to lay allegation that Tinubu's administration is paying bandits. They are paying them, they put them on payroll, every month you pay them. So this issue is very, complicated. Most of you must have seen the video on Facebook or on YouTube. The video has copyright, so that is why I did not put it. You can go and Google it. Though he was not speaking English, you can look for someone to interpret it for you. Imagine someone threatening the whole nation, having people that he kidnapped still in the bush, says he will burn down Nigeria if security operative attack his camp. This is a shameful thing to both the CDS, the army, the DSS. Very shameful thing because, see, where I made up my mind that both the DSS, the army, they know what is happening in this country and they are complicit. Is where Kuwa Baraje and so many other people will come to national television to boast that they imported terrorists into Nigeria to win an election. And we have DSS in the country. We have army. These are toothless in the face of terrorists. They are toothless, incompetent. Now, I also listen to former military intelligence agency Kunde Olawumi. I used to stress this thing all the time. Kunde Olawumi was saying that, come on, when I was overseeing the military intelligence, which DSS is part of, I was overseeing them. I saw the fight. We know the people carrying out the attacks. The presidency is supporting them, APC administration. The governors, the senators are supporting them. Part of the governors are the leader of Boko Haram. This is a national security head, for God's sake. Leaking this information, tell the Nigerian, look at your problem. Now, for everyone who is trying to fight insecurity, organized vigilante group, what you are doing is marvelous. It's awesome.
Yes, us and then I fight insecurity, the marvelous. That Tunji Olawumi, senior Bonyisi ndi onyeisi security agent, no nya Bonyisi. Na during Buhari era, okwulu ife niile okwu. Na this very formation of Boko Haram, onya wakwu no Buhari, na Shetima, Kwankwaso, Gumi, Malami, Kafara, Nasser El-Rufai, wee form Boko Haram. Oge Buhari nọ ndụ, ọ chọrọ ka ọ bụrụ president 3 times ka o make attempt. The third time bụzi Bola Ahmed Tinubu butezili ego wee bunye. That's why m ji asị unu na Bola Ahmed Tinubu na ọ bụrụ presidency ka ọ bịa, maka na o nweta presidency a in an illegal way. Obi win na federal capital, which is one of the criteria. Ị ga-pass lili na federal capital, mana Lagos mana Abuja, Obi win landslide victory. So o wee shi ọnwụ na-eti emiloko. In Yoruba language, emiloko bụ na ọmụnwa ka olulu kịta, na ọmụnwa ka olulu. Emi bụ mụnwa, emiloko na ọmụnwa ka olulu, na ọnya ka olulu, emiloko. Bura bala ọ na-akọ ọsụlụ bekee ọ mara asụ. That's why o ji wee jee forge ya certificate woman a na-akpọ Bola na America, weli abịa nye ndị Nigeria. Forged certificate upon no nwee drug case na America. Na una amafunata ka Tinubu jela America, maka ọtụkwu na America fa anwụchieli ozugbo. Ọkwa onye na-achị Nigeria. So he only went there to recover that money o ji wee tinye Buhari na ọchịchị. Oge Buhari na-achọ ka ya bata bịa mee ife afa na-eme kịta okwere ya na Shetima form Boko Haram na nke a na-akpọkwa Kwankwaso. Nke anwa dị more wicked than Buhari, even more wicked than onye nke a na-achị kịta. Kwankwaso kpọsịlụ ndị Igbo asị wee kpọọ anyị asị, ụdị asị Saduana Sokoto kpọrọ ndị Igbo. Ka unu wee fụ ụdị ndị Fulani jidela anyị factually Islamize, Fulanize. Ọ bụrụ na be anyị. It did not happen in the 1940s. Ndị be anyị anya mekwekwa ka ọ happen now. It's not possible. It will never happen. We can never be turned to Islamic religion. Hello gift. Ndewo. Anumade send kwala unu this video later. Amam na maka na ịnọ na my WhatsApp. Ka unu wee share anya. So don't get tired of me. Also, this Okocha played Gentle the Yahoo video where he's exposing Hope Uzodinma atrocities in Imo State. This man Okocha was reporting that Gentle Yahoo is working with Uzodinma. No, I read it. It did not correct. Also, na Gentle the Yahoo kọwalụ na Uzodinma meli approach ka I always carry his video, so don't discourage me. I will continue to carry his video, especially where it goes negative against Fulani. Biko ndị be anyị ka anyị na-aghọta na ife ọfụma. or since then I dislike him. Don't dislike him. Unu bụ ndị Igbo, ọ dafịa unu arụ dislike nwanne unu. You should always give people chance. Ọ bụrụ onye mee mistake once, he seen he dislike it, and in that video I watched it myself because I follow him. Ọ sị na Jetu Yahoo kwuru na Hope Uzodimma meli approach. So if you don't understand it, I'm explaining it to you now. I can interpret words for you. So that is not onya buni ide genti ofuma. Una amaro how to interpret words and interpret things. Don't misinterpret what he's saying. Onya bu pure Biafran. Lotakwa no onye Delta Igbo. Oh, nwanna anyị nwoke ka ọ bụ. He is never against what we are doing. He is always supporting Biafrans. So don't say that. Una disnana castigating mad unnecessarily. Or that nyaru to hate our own brothers. Mana Gumina Pantamina ndi otuye not there. I don't hate him. At least he is a reporter. Oh, if ofu ka ọ na-report and etu Gentle Yahoo si wee kwuo onya na Hope Uzodimma kpọ fa meeting wee si fa je egbu onya fa je egbu onya fa wee si mba. So he's not reporting anything negative. No, he is not. I listen to him. Nke ọ na-ekwu ebe a kịta or the against Biafra or the against Nigeria. Maka na ife anyị na-ekwu ka ndị Canada na ndị niile a na-asị na Nigeria, APC na PDP na fa bụ terrorist organization, all from all these things anyị na-ekwu. Because he bidoro anakwube n'ihe tie mmadụ, the world a na-enezi onye anwa anya negatively. Ọ dịrọ right. Unu emezini ya. Yes, my sister Eukaria, Okocha is doing very well. I follow him as well. Onwero mgbe o ji si na Gentle Yahoo si na ọ na-alụ with Hope Uzodimma, because Yahoo can never work with Hope Uzodimma. And nke kasị nke bụ na kịta fancha na-achọ Yahoo fa mara ebe ọ na ndị fa ma amanata ebe ọ nọ. Yeah, ekwuzina like that. Ka anyị kwụsị n'ụdị ajọ ọbala na ajọ echiche na-adị anyị against our own. Ị nwere ike ịnọkọta fụ onye Fulani kịta ga-abịa na condemn Shetima. No, ma ọ na condemn Buhari mba. Oh, their brother, their big brother. With ajọ ife niile Shetima na-eme, ị nwere ike ịfụ onye Fulani ga-apụta were ya na-ekwu okwu ka unu na-eche na ndị Fulani ada agụ akwụkwọ. Fulani ebidogo n'ụgụba akwụkwọ. Fa agụbago akwụkwọ. Okay, that's fine. I will watch him. Ọ bụ na gị nwa chọrọzi ịdị na watch my program. Ghalụ. Nwoke a ọ bụrụ a na-eni news dị against Nigeria, because all ife anyị nọ ebe a bụ ka igosi ndị ụwa na Nigeria adịrọ mma. Ọ bụrụ igosi na Nigeria amaka. Ife niile ọ na-ekwu ebe a ọ bụrụ in favor of Nigeria. Ọ ife anyị need bụ ife a ga-eji wee kwatuo Nigeria. Ị na-aghọta? So ife niile ọ na-ekwu kịta onwe nke bụ asị. Don't persist. Abụrụkwa mmadụ a na-convince anyhow. Because n'oge anyị jesi Finland nata last year, Ngozi wee bido ha nonsense. Ọ kali 20 people kpọọ m na phone na convince m why m ga-eji solu Ngozi. Mụ nwa na convince Zifa why ifa ga-eji wee solu Breji. Ị na-aghọta? Forget kwa that na mada bịa na-akọwa ife mbụ na ife m abụrọ. Mụnwa bụ onye ọkaikpe. Before he defeat him in an argument, ọ ga-afịa arụ. Ị ma na o nwere onye ga-eweta onye ọjọọ. Odobo onwe ya na-arụ. Onye ọjọọ anwa oluo na nke ọjọọ iyuzuo ya. Oluo na nke ọma iyuzuo ya. So, ma ihe etiri ya, ma ihe etiri ya. Ọ bụrụ nke anwa bụrụ okwu m. Ị na-aghọta? So my people, ka anyị move kwanu on. Let us continue.
I appreciate what you are doing, but I want to let you know that that fight you are fighting is going to continue. It's going to outlive you. After you, the other people will continue to fight for it. Is that necessary? I think what is necessary is to hold the people who are sponsoring these people. I think what is necessary is to hold the people who are sponsoring terrorism. Because someone cannot come out to continue to sponsor terrorism, then you said you are fighting insecurity, that you continue to, go after them one after the other. Whereas the DSS will meet the people you are fighting. DSS will meet them, will not kill them. They will shake hands with them and they will go. The military will meet them, they will shake hands with them, they will go. The other day I saw a military officer, that is an old video, he was promising the Boko Haram that they can become president. I'm not shocked because I still know that in Aso Rock, they might be Boko Harams. So this is something that is very, very annoying. Now, let's go on internet to understand. A lot of news media, newspapers publish this, but let us read from Sahara Reporters, and this is what it reads. It says that bandits leader Gawa frees 40 more captives in Katsina, warns Nigerian government over attacks on his camp. He owns the territory. That place is not Nigeria. Constitution has been suspended in so many parts of the country. So many people are no longer under Nigerian constitution. They pay taxes to terrorists. Now, what is the details of the article? It reads that the notorious bandits leader Isia Kwashen Garwa has released 40 additional people in Faskari local government area of Katsina State following a peace dialogue between his group and local officials at the handover set. The latest release comes just days after 30 people were freed on Wednesday, bringing the total number of released captives to about 70 according to the community figure.
Una fuge 70 people Kadis Gawa, who the leader of terrorists, ne release after that discussion and the peace deal na Katsina early this week or late last week. Ife abu iji gosi unu the number of lives they at risk in the hands of Nigeria government controlled by terrorist Fulanis. Etu aka Fulani si akpagharị everywhere. Faje na platform nka fejeba. Feje na state nka fekpokolo mmadụ. Nigeria government assuming that nifa neme na Nigeria now no external invasion. If ever external invasion bụ assuming no another country dịka Ghana ma South Africa buru agha wee buputelu Nigeria ma Libya dịka etu Buhari si wee si asị oge Trump na-ajụ ya during the time Trump chelo the first time. Trump say, why are your Muslim brothers killing my Christian brothers in Nigeria? Or say no, in Libya. Oh, FIFO from Libya. If I call no nako. So, obon if I external invasion, etu aka Buhari gesi yana Shetima na Tinubu, etu akafa gesi we defend their citizens. Or if you no gana juo. So, my people, ife njekwu ife abụna onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu anyị ga na-ekpe ekpele hearing ya bụ nwanne echi instead of 10th of October for bring ya back to push oye backwards or forward. I don't know which one to call it. For push oye back to September 26th. Ka anyị kpee ekpele ka release onye ndu because na the judge kwukwala ebe anwa si na fa ga-produce really fresh evidence gosilu na onye ndu be terrorist. The same terrorism na-aga na Nigeria kita bụ ife nje gosi unu this video. The same thing ka eji wee kpekwa awa PM mkpe kpeghi ikpe na Finland. Ọkwa ndị Igbo ndị IPOB jekwalụ gba anya akaebe de. Gift ekwuzini ife ga na-ewe mmadụ iwe ịghọtago maka na ife ị na-ekwu kịta ịkpọrọ onye a si ihe tiri ife ọ na-ekwu Gentle kwuru n'ọnụ ya na Hope Uzodimma si ya ka ya na ya na-alụ. Enwekwara m that video and ọ ka dị kịta na Twitter. Gentle kwuru na Hope Uzodimma chọrọ ka ya na boys ya na-alụ with him. Kafaje na-egbulie ndị political opponents ya. Chidi Imo bụ one of them. Fa wee jụ So ọ bụrụ na onye a na report ya dịka etu a m si bulu his own video now na report ife o kwuru, aga m atụgharịzi ife o kwuru? Or exactly ife o kwuru ka m ga-asị that he said this, he said that. You know, reporting a speech is always like a second hand second class news. Or they can second class news. And all this second class news, court they me allow. That's why they call it hearsay. Hearsay evidence is inadmissible in court. Judge will always tell you go and bring the direct evidence. And the direct evidence in this case is gentle Yahoo. That video ka dị na Twitter. Ọ bụrụ na ije ede ị ga-afụ ya ebe ọ sị na Hope Uzodimma na ọ kpọrọ ya na boys ya fa bịa meeting with him. Fa wee jee o wee sị fa na ya chọrọ to work with them. Fa wee zie fa ife fa ga-eme fa wee jụ. So ọ bụrụ na ọnya ka this guy report, understand it that way, my brother. Ọ dịrọ mma oge ọbụla anyị anọdụ na-achọ onwe anyị anyị ga-egbu, whereas our enemies are there breeding. Then somebody na threaten Nigeria government say I will burn Nigeria down. This Gawa bụ onye Fulani from Futajalon. Una funu giru this guy. Oh, a new face. Even Shekau. Onye ọbụla maka iru Shekau dị. Ndị a bụ ndị esi wee kpọbata Nigeria. Because na fa chọrọ use fa wee terrorize Nigeria. Then apụtazia asị na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụ terrorist. Simon Ekpa living in Finland na ọ terrorize Nigeria. How can you buy that kind of idea? So it's good for us to expose Nigeria the way they breed terrorists, the way they allow them. Nigeria breeds terrorism or terrorists. Whatever you like, you call it. Terrorist leader wants Nigeria. Shetima not there. Gumi not there. Tinubu not there. They cannot talk. Somebody bụ a foreigner abịa na abduct ndị bụ unu na anafe ego. This man abducted 40 people in one village. Now sị na ya na-release 70, which means he abducted more than that. Is that how we are going to be living our lives? Our children will not grow. They won't have a safe society. Then ndị ọcha ha na-abịa ebu mmanụ na-ebu gas. Bata n'obodo fa, you cannot make noise. Police abịa ozugbo ozugbo. Bịa nwụrụ gị wee pụọ. So we are showing off to the world that Nigeria is a corrupt, terrorist, nepotistic country. A country that have no conscience. A country that has no value in human lives. So Biafra cannot be a global threat. That's the title of my program today. Or if we show of Sahara Reporter who si na ya jụrụ maazị si ya na ịmara na Biafra anyị na-azọ no the world nwe Nigeria ebe fa na-abịa ebu mmanụ na-ebu gas na-ebu ife niile. I wish I saw that video. So my people, I want us to continue with Onyendu and PM's video of yesterday. But before we do that, let's just play this music.
Biafra is all he asks for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for his people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. He doesn't care about nothing and abandon his family. Take your time and think what he's going through. He doesn't want to give up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African juju. Oh no, freedom they cannot now. Let me hear you sing. Freedom they cannot now. They cannot now. Yeah, they cannot now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it or you live it, later you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Freedom they cannot now.
So let's just tone the music down and let us talk about Showore. Listen to him and you will understand that I like to use video to do every program I do,
if you are still
and
doing this
anything I have to
Biafran thing,
discuss to
you are not
avoid
safe anywhere.
anybody coming to make
Because
allegation
there's a
that
global interest
I'm
to keep Nigeria the
representing
way
them
it is.
wrongly.
So
So it's a disclaimer.
oil
I
can keep
always do
flowing
it
in direction
using
of
videos.
multinationals. There are people whose interest is to make sure Nigeria doesn't progress so that the black man will not find his feet globally. So anybody who is also fighting Nnamdi Kanu, when I met Nnamdi Kanu in 2019, he said to me, "Are you going to Nigeria?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you mad?" I just left Nigeria. They came to kill me in my house. They killed 28 people. Wow. And I remember telling him, I said, if you are still doing this Biafran thing, you are not safe anywhere. Because there's a global interest to keep Nigeria the way it is. So yes, oil can keep flowing in direction of multinationals. There are people
there's a
whose interest is
global
to make sure Nigeria
interest
doesn't progress
to
so
keep
that the black man
Nigeria
will not
the way
find his
it
feet
is.
globally. So anybody who is also fighting them here, you are fighting that global economic interest. And that is what was clear to us during Ken Saro-Wiwa's death. The world could have saved Ken Saro-Wiwa. Even Mandela refused to make the call. So Abacha. Or he said he called Abacha, Abacha didn't pick. All of them could have made that call and said, look, if you touch this guy, we are going to give you hell. But because...
Yes. ọkwa unu na-anụ ife ọ na-ekwu? Ọ bụrụ na unu ada anụ ya, biko somebody indicate, either Gift or Uchenna or my sister Eukarya, please indicate ma unu na-anụ ife ọ na-ekwu clearly, because the volume adro high. Ife ọ na-akọwa ebe a bụ na ya mitilu our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na America, because na Sowore bụ American citizen and nwunye na ụmụ ya ka bikwa America, because ọ sị na ya makpọnatafa Nigeria, but he goes there to see them. So ọ sị na ya je meet Maazị Nnamdi Kanu wee gwa ya na ya na Nigeria, and oge anwa bụ that time onye ndu gbara ọsọ eje Python dance na be onye ndu na 2017, because onye ndu nọ na Nigeria na 2017 na-eche ka hearing ya bịa, Buhari wee zie ndị ga-eje jidie, fa wee jide onye ndu wee kpọchie onye ndu, then date a ga-eje hearing, fa wee jee si na fa na-eme Python dance wee gbuo more than ife o kwuru ebe a bụ 28 people, mana unu ma na Nigeria media dị ekwu eziokwu, fa wee gbuo some people. So ọ na-akọwa na ya gwara onye ndu, ọ bụkwa na ị ka na-eme ife Biafra na Nigeria, na ndị ọcha ma achọ ka ekewa Nigeria, because na Nigeria dị etufa chọọ ka ọ dị, ịdị na-eyuzu ndị agụrụ akwụkwọ, ndị amara ife wee na-achị Nigeria. Like now Tinubu bụ forged certificate ka o ji achị Nigeria. If you go any of these foreign president condemn ya, mba, fama condemn ya, maka na ụdị ndị fachọ ka fa na-achị Nigeria for them.
On his way from school in, close to Benin City, my direct younger brother. And see, today, the police did not disclose to us who did it. Even initially, they said it was Fulani herdsmen. They sent us some pictures of people they claim were Fulani herdsmen. But my younger brother was killed at a police checkpoint that they claim had been vacated by the police. So, yes, it's heavy.
Global conspiracy to keep Nigeria where it is.
It is, yes. Anybody who is doing this who doesn't understand that is not ready for a Nigeria of the future.
But people would say the definition, except you have another definition of your own revolution, but the main definition of revolution is forceful, takeover. And like Nedu said, bloodshed and stuff like that. How do you intend to make this work without also endangering the...
No,
because Nigerians are scared. The truth is, Nigerians are scared to die.
They are fearful people. Yes, I understand. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can, under any circumstance, get total liberation without a fight.
Yes.
Because even protests, they shoot at people. But what makes a revolution sweet is that it's the numbers you introduce into it. If a number of people, huge number of people, can convince themselves that it's time.
Unumano, this guy, bonye bidolu protest. Okay. Oh, this guy bidolu protest, ensas. Nyana all the musicians na Lagos. Manafaji ekpe onye ndu ikpe today. Sino onye ndu sponsor ensas.
Say all of us will revolt.
Yes,
you think we'll ever get there?
I believe
to make this work without also endangering the...
No,
because Nigerians are scared. The truth is, Nigerians are scared to die.
They are fearful people.
Inuge, this girl kulie, na Nigerians are scared to die. But ndị Igbo bụ ndị na fight is it for them. Because Igbos, our tribe, na fight for the whole Nigeria. But fafura anyị n'anya. So there is no point. Anyị nwe nọ n'ebe anwa na-take rubbish from the people we are fighting to protect their interests. Anyị etosiri n'ebe anwa. Yoruba na-agba afịa anyị ọkụ, Hausa na-agbaba afịa anyị ọkụ, or let's say Fulani nọ n'ugwu Hausa na-agbaba anyị ọkụ. So why would anybody expect us to remain with people who hated us with so much passion Fa hate with passion. They hated us so much. We don't have to live with them. So Biafrans, ife njikwa eti mkpu niile a, ife nji eti mkpu niile a bụ na anyị ga-edoneti ego ka anyị wee pụọ na Naịjirịa. For now, nye nwekwana onye Igbo gasị na ya nụrụ na a ga-edoneti ego maka echi kịta Biafra bịa, Chukwu dobe m ndụ, Biafra bịa, o mekata nwe onye n'ime ndị a niile ji ego achọrọ ịsọpọtụ our freedom. Onye anwa bịa ka o kunie ka anyị ghara protest against the person or their removal from government. Because echi kịta Biafra bịara na ifufa ncha fa bịa izo politics, bịa izo position. Anyway, that will not happen with Biafra. It will not. That will not happen. So my people, let us continue with Onyendu's interview with PM where we stopped yesterday. It is just there.
All we're asking them to do is to reason for once in their useless lives to be able to. They say insult them. If you're an idiot, why won't I insult you? I'm asking you, go to a white man's land and tell them you want to create a country in Europe. That day they will roast you alive. They will, in fact, they will first of all inject you. They will say you are not well in the brain. They came to our land, they divided Yoruba into three. Some Yoruba is in Togo, some Yoruba is in Benin Republic, some are in the zoo. You're telling me that a Yoruba man who is in Nigeria is more related to a Canadian man who is in Borno, more than his own brother in the other side of Paraguay, in Porto Novo, in Benin Republic. They speak the same language, wear the same clothes, do eat the same food, everything is the same. But a white man, now we have French Yoruba, those who are in Benin Republic and in Togo. We now have English Yoruba who are in Nigeria. What type of God made us? And let me give you an example before I conclude on this very point. Simon, is this. Do you know that Togo used to belong to Germany before? Togo, they were Germans before. After the Second World War, they used Togo to compensate France.
Ndị be anyị na anụkwa onye ndu a bụ man of history. Ikuku ịnọkwa ya. Onye ndu si na Togo anụnwa no Germans na control fa before. Ịma na oge Hitler no Hitler wanted to rule the whole Europe. Charles de Gaulle wee gbalụ si France wee gbata Britain. Even Emperor Haile Selassie ọ gbatakwa this Britain. Oge Mussolini of Italy na-achụ ya in the 18 something. Fa niile emere anafa gbata obodo a, but o nwerekwa onye n'imefa ejidelu dịka etu Finland si wee jide PM kịta, ndị Switzerland jide Cho Ayoba of Ambazonia. So Europe atọn go to something. Na Togo nke a dị anyị nso, ịgafe Lagos ọ bụrụ Togo. No Germans jie before. Welie compensate French people. Una anụkwa akụkọ. Onye ndị the very historical in all his programs.
Because Germany lost the war. And these are human beings in Africa, for Christ's sake. I can't understand this type of nonsense. I can't understand it. And
yes, ndị ọcha pụta fa na-ekelisi anyị. White people are not divide anyị ka etu a ga-egburu ụmụnna efi a na-eke efi anwa. Anyị nwa bụzi efi ndị Europe a na-ekelizi anyị. France nwe Cameroon. France nwe nke a na-akpọ Francophone. France nwe Benin Republic. France nwe Senegal. France nwe Burkina Faso. Nwelu Niger. Nwelu Mali. Nwelu Ivory Coast. So France. Kafa wee na-live a good life. Britain nwezi Ghana. Nwelu Nigeria. Nwe India. Nwe China. Nwe Argentina. Nwelu Canada. Nwelu Australia. So far. Anyị anọdụ ebe a na-egbu onwe anyị. Nwanne gị mee gị ife ime agbaghalịa. And the final logo among themselves, they went back to Berlin. Bidokwa n'isi na-eke Africa ka etu a na-eke ngwa amarọ m ife nga-akwe a na-eke anyị ka na-eke ọkụkọ. Then olugo time anyị nwa bụ ndị ojii ga-amata ife olugo.
That is why I keep saying that the one of the greatest disasters to befall me in life is to come from Africa. Where people do not reason. How can you have the same people? One part is French, the other part is English. Is English and is Yoruba and the French, are they the same people? The answer is no. And you're telling me that a Yoruba man inside Nigeria should be related with somebody in Borno State. Lord have mercy. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you very much, Onyendo. You have explained this thing very broadly. The point you have made very clear is that they knew that the problem of Nigeria is not based on political structure. They know it very well. The problem of Nigeria is that people are conquering our land, and they are trying to take our land and convert us into Fulani nation and caliphate, and that will be resisted with everything we have. Now, the next thing I want to talk about or ask you about is, of course, like I said, we are going to get tough, this evening. We are going to say things that will provoke a lot of people. And on that note, I'm going to bring to the screen the international acceptable.
Most high-income professionals are making good money, but they're still on the hamster wheel, trading time.
Or should I say the Declaration of Human Rights on freedom of expression and freedom of speech.
Yes, my brother. My brother Kukuchuku, it is very correct. If Europe to the whole world, bụ ife Fulani bụ to Africans. O nwere obodo Fulani anọrọ n'Africa. Fulani nọ na Burkina Faso, fa nọ na Niger, fa nọ na Mali, fa nọ na Ghana, mana ndị Ghana adịghị ekwe ka fa kwuo okwu. Fa nọ na Kedafia, Mauritania, fa nọ everywhere, fa nọ na Nigeria. What Europe is to the world today, bụ ife Fulani bụ to Africans. Nsogbu ndị Fulani dị too much. Gwọgbuo onwe fa n'ọgwụ. Ị ma na o nwere onye Fulani bịa, onye Hausa na-ekwusi na ndị Fulani ji egwosi ọgwụ ka fa wee na-akọntrolu ndị Nigeria wee bulie eje nie n'ebe fa nil Usman Dan Fodio. Ị na-aghọta? The same thing with efi niile afa na-ele all over Nigeria. Ije n'igu anụ ọbụlụ nama fa na-edina with their nama. Fa na-elie fa nwa n'onwe fa. Fulani can never eat nama meat. Isi wee na-agba ndị Nigeria 10,000 na-agba akụfa ka clock. Exactly what Europe is to the world today. Bụ ife Fulani bụ to Africans. O nwere any African nation ị ga-apata Fulani anọrọ there na cause trouble. And the fakir, they don't care to die. They don't care at all.
Now, when you look at what is going on in the zoo, they circulated some kind of threat letter to the medias in Nigeria, threatening them that you must not mention Fulani. When the Fulani have attacked and killed people, you must not mention them. So I'm going to read just very briefly a couple of these international laws. Like here, you see the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 19. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Now, the same, another international covenant on human political rights, Article 19, everyone shall have right to hold opinion without interference. Everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. The right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kind, regardless of frontiers, either orally or written, or in print and in form of art, or through any other media of his choice. The exercise of the right provide for in paragraph 3 of this article carries with its special duties and responsibilities. It may therefore be subject to certain restriction, but this shall only be such as are provided by law and are necessary. For respect of right or reputations of others, for of national security or of public order or of public health or morals. Now, in this particular B, when the state becomes the sponsor of terrorism, of course, there is always exceptional clauses. Now, the African Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights, Article 9, every individual shall have the right to receive information. Every individual shall have the right to express and disseminate his opinion within the law. The resolution 169 on repealing criminal defamation law in Africa by the Africa Commission on Human Rights and People's Rights, 24 December 2010, underlined that criminal defamation laws constitute a serious interference with freedom of expression and impede on the role of the media as a watchdog, preventing journalists and media practitioners to practice their profession without fear and in good faith. Automatically, this failed in the Zoo Republic of Nigeria, commending state parties to the African Charter parties that do not have or have completely repelled insult and criminal defamation laws. Call on state parties to repeal criminal defamation. Of course, this is directly talking to Nigeria. Now, while I'm reading this, let us go to the European Convention as well, of Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Rights. If something is saying everyone has the right of freedom of expression, this right shall include freedom to hold opinions and receive and impart information and ideas without interference and all that. Then the American Convention of Human Rights, Article 13, is saying the same thing. I don't need to go further. The Asian Human Rights is saying the same thing. Now, I am not going to ask you a question from this what I've just read now. I am not. It is not to ask you a question, but rather it is about what we are going to discuss from here. Now, looking at the Nigeria state today, you see that the when it comes to international law,
My people, before I forget this thing, we have all heard ndị be anyị, ndị nọ n'ụlọ, ife a PM gụrụ ebe a bụ ife a na-akpọ chata. Chata bụ law, iwu na-ejikọta obodo ọ na-ejikọta countries kwekọlụ kafa bụrụ ofu, ọkwa ifugo ya. African Economic Community of West Africa States, nke a na-akpọ ECOWAS, ọfa nwe this charter. Charter bụ iwu na-eme na every nation n'Africa ga-enye ndị befa right ikwu ife ga-abụ etufa ga-esi wee na-achị onwefa. And that charter, nya the law, iwu etileti dị na article 19, ya ka PM gụrụ ife a. Jụọ mụ ma this human right article, ma ife onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na our PM na-eme, ma ọ gara against that iwu. The answer is no. And onwere any African leader nwere ike ikwu okwu dịka today, yesterday, ịga na Twitter handle, ị ga-afụ today ebe a report ife Trump kwuru yesterday during their UN summit. Ebe Trump na ebe anwa wee na-akọ ndị Britain na ndị France ọnụ ka fa si wee rapụ ndị na-akpọ isi anị fa wee bịa mebie obodo fa. Maka na kịta ndị na-akpọ isi anị ewelugo ọnọdụ na na be Mama Charles fe wolugo ọnọdụ welukwa na be Emmanuel Macron na France. Mana ị nwere ike ịfụ any African president gasị Shetima na Gumi or even Buhari na ife unu na-eme adịrọ mma. O nwero. You know? So my people, onya bụ ife afọ. Na-egekwanụ ntị.
We have what we call the state-sponsored terrorism. We have state actor, non-state actors. Now you have in Nigeria who have been internationally recognized by different nations, by many nations, as aiding, abetting, and supporting ethnic cleansing, supporting terrorism by their action, inaction, body language, policies, and name them. Now it is now lies in the hand of the citizen of this country. When you have a state sponsoring terrorists against its citizen, it lies in the hand of the citizen to rise up and protect themselves. On this note, you set up the Eastern Security Network against the non-state actors. And we know that the state actors are also there, aiding and supporting the non-state actors. When we are talking about non-state actors, we are talking about the Fulani herdsmen terrorists, we are talking about the bandits, we are talking about whatever name you can name them, they are all the same thing. Now, how do we combat the state actors in the presence of what is going on in Nigeria now, that everybody knew that the state actors are very visible in the field? The Army General called T.Y. Danjuma said, Nigeria Army collude with bandits. You have to rise up, otherwise you will all be killed one by one. Do you want me to play the video so you can, recall your memory on it?
I'm aware of what T.Y. Danjuma said.
All right.
And he said we should all go and buy guns as well. He said
exactly.
Go and buy guns to defend yourself.
And not only him, almost everybody is advocating for everybody to buy gun. But that is not the point. What I'm trying to say is that when you have in a country where you have a state-sponsored terrorist, how do you now, make sure that your people are safe against a state-sponsored terrorism, like we see in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. Before I answer that question, before you started, you read out some conventions and some laws guiding people by the UN, by EU, by Africa, and all these people. All these very fanciful, beautiful words. They are meant for human beings in Europe and in America, in Australia. That is where these things work. It was not designed for animals in Africa, where people do not reason very well, where people do not think very well. You have a country called Nigeria that domesticated into its laws the rights of indigenous people, Africa Charter on Human Rights, that gives you, Simon, the right to agitate for Tokonese Republic if you want. It is in the laws of Nigeria. You go to the court in Nigeria, a judge will be looking at this convention that is actually a law, domesticated into law, and he will charge you or she will charge you with terrorism. People don't understand the mess that we are in. In a short while, I will answer your question. But until people realize that what we've been saying from day one is correct, their lives won't be any better.
Before you go further, Amadike, before you go further in addressing that, you just made a point now about the self-determination. So let me also bring in the self-determination and read it a little bit for people who don't understand. Not for you, of course, but for people who don't understand.
So they know it's Nigerian law. It's in the laws of Nigeria. When you do, they say you're a terrorist. You are being treasonable. But it's in their law. Nigerian law says you can agitate for anything you like. It's there in their laws. Please go ahead.
Now, apart from that, Nigeria being signatory to all these international laws, of course, it automatically becomes also they are compelled to respect that law. You know, here you have
ndị be anyị unu afụgo na ife this video ji wee magbuo onwe bụ na hello love ndewo. Ife this video ji wee magbuo onwe bụ na all the good to let Finland should know that that country they are collaborating with to detain our PM and taking him to their court, and their judges pronouncing that he is guilty of terrorism. That Nigeria is always going contrary to the rule of their own law. That in Nigerian law, it is also enshrined in their constitution that you have right to self-determination, you have right to self-defense. But when somebody tries to exercise that power granted him by the law of the land, they will twist it and call it terrorism. But they are the ones terrorizing the whole world. That's why when I found this video yesterday, I said that my people with me must analyze this video, because this video is the beginning and the end of our situation. The world should know that Nigeria government enshrined self-determination, self-defense, human rights, and all that into their own law that they failed to adhere to. Iwu niile a sị na onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na ọ dara iwu. Ndị gọvanọ Soludo na gọvanọ Peter Mba na gọvanọ Oti, na all of them, Governor Nwifuru of Ebonyi, all of them, and the notorious hopeless Uzodimma. Now all these things, Fana Koeli, Father Judo, as what did the law of the land say? Because Obo ni Ibo onye ọkaikpe, mmadụ wee were ikpe wee weta gị, before he ga-edu onye anwa je court, unu ga-enwe ife a na-akpọ hearing or briefing. Ụdị anyị nwa jelu na Washington on the 18th, unu ga-enwe ife a na-akpọ briefing. Onye a ga-abịa brief oge before the hearing, ka ị wee nwee ike search ya wee malụ law, ife law kwuru, ma client ganwa ma ọ dara iwu ọ na ọ dara iwu, so that iluo na hearing ị mara etu ị ga-esi wee defend your client. Mana all these governors, David Umahi, Ugwuanyi, all of them, Willie Obiano, Fanny bụ ndị proscribe IPOB si na fa bụ terrorist. Fe nwere ike ije consult Nigeria Charter and Nigeria law, malife okwu about self-defense, self-determination, and right to human right. Fe nwere ike. Then Finland, ndị agụ wretched country, 5 million, 5.5 million. Or ife Finland dị. Feluro dịka Anambra maọbụ Enugu State. Very small wretched country. Maka na ijesia Finland etu a, ị ga-asị biko ndị nke a bụkwa country. Ndị nke a bụkwa country. Agụụ dị na Finland. Sọsọ ifefa na-eri bụ cauliflower na cheese, ọgwụ. Ọgwụcha, o nwere ifefa nwe, ya kafa ji agbali na-achọ ifefa ga-ezu ori, wee jide their own citizen wee tukwuo na-asị gị terrorism. So, apụtasị gị na ị nwere right to self-determination, and the law is there. Nigeria government will still call you terrorism. That's why nji wee buru ụzọ gosi unu where a terrorist was threatening Nigeria, that he will burn Nigeria down. A terrorist, and o nwere onye gwara anything. O bulu egbe na-akpagharị. Mana Maazị Nnamdi Kanu onwe nụrụ onye furu egbe n'aka ya asị na ọ bụ a terrorist. And ndị Igbo anyị bụ gọvanọs a si na IPOB na fa bụ terrorist. Kama ndị Igbo a bụ gọvanọs ga-asị Nigeria gọọmenti Call these people on a round table. Hello, Charles, Ndewo, Peter, you are welcome. Kama faga agwafasi, let us engage these men. Kaina fakwu okwu. Ndị governors, David Umahi na ndị otie, impressionist, ọ chọrọ impress ndị Fulani, maka na fa kweli ya nkwa na ọ ga-achị. Amarọ m ka ndị gọvanọs anyị a si eche echiche. Oyila dị na be unu, ego anwa bụ nke unu, unu a na-eje na-ayọ ndị Hausa, Fulani. I don't understand them at all, at all, at all.
Have the right of a people to self-determination is a cardinal principle in modern international law and commonly regarded as a jus cogens rules. Now, these jus cogens rules we are going to go into now to tell you what actually, as you can see it, a peremptory norms is a fundamental principle of international law that is accepted by the international community of states as a norms from which no derogation is permitted. And when you look at this particular law or the treaty, I would say it is binding as such on the United Nations as authoritative interpretation of the charter's norm. It states that people, based on respect for the principle of equal right and fair equity of opportunity, have the right to freely choose their sovereignty and international political status with no interference. Now, everybody knows why United Nations was formed in the first place in 1945, is to maintain peace, peace, amongst nation and state. Now, before going into commenting on this, how do United Nations comes in? It is us that have to now educate them about their own laws. That the reason United Nations was formed is to maintain peace. Now, how do you maintain this peace in Nigeria? In Nigeria, in Sahel region, in West Africa, considering the situation at the moment, what do you think that the United Nations should do to maintain peace in this region? Because that is exactly what they set them up after the World War.
Yes, what they're going to do to maintain peace is to allow people that want to go via their own UN supervised referendum or referenda, which is the plural of referendum, to allow people to determine where they wish to belong to. We are in a world today where you can no longer shackle people to a dogma that is outdated. We live in a world where you can no longer compel people to do something against their will. That is called slavery. I do not see the reason why some people will still attempt to justify, the clamping down or the demonization of freedom fighters in Africa. One thing you must bear in mind is this. There is a grand conspiracy going on. This is something that Africans must understand. You know the issue of CFA in West Africa, the French franc. France uses euros. But in Africa, the parts of Africa they control, they use French francs. The money that these people use, the currency, the paper currency itself, they mint it in Paris somewhere, and they bring it to Africa. France is a country that I love very much. They supported Biafra, as a matter of fact. I care about them. The problem in Africa, unfortunately, are we Africans. You don't expect these people to come down to solve anything for you. It's for you to solve it yourself. I remember I went to a very influential diplomat's office in Brussels. at the EU. I went to his office, and we presented our case about how they're killing us and everything, and that we are peaceful and everything. The man said, any day you people are serious, we will know. Do you understand the meaning of that? Any day you are serious, we will know. How can somebody come to your backyard, rape your mother, kill your sister? You're going to UN to go and complain to them. UN will say you're stupid. Don't you know what to do? It's only by repelling these demonic forces that the world cannot come in and say what is happening. If there is no war in Nigeria, UN will not talk. If there is no war in Nigeria, CNN will not cover it. If there is no war in Nigeria, there will be no emergency debate at the House of Commons. Never. At a time in your life, you have to say enough is enough. What we are asking for is defined in law, and the law protects it. It's called jus cogens, which means in Latin, nobody can deviate from this. Nobody can. It is a fundamental right to agitate for your freedom. It's your fundamental right to do what IPOB is doing. No court, nobody can derogate from it. That is international law, which the zoo signed up to. But we are there every day deceiving ourselves. Let's go to court. We caught terrorists, what's their crime? Oh, they belong to IPOB. And you have a journalist, a Yoruba journalist that went to university condoning such evil. We are in Africa. We are conscientious, or people who should be conscientious, condone evil.
So ndị be anyị kịta nụwa ka o doo onye ọbụla anya ife onye ndu na-ekwu ebe a. Ife onye ndu na-ekwu ebe a bụ ife na-eme na be anyị kịta. And unu ma na vidiyo anya ndị gọvanọs na-ada watch ya. Ife PM gụtalụ na Wikipedia ọsụọnya na onu French Jules something, which means na onwero onye ga-contest nwu nya onye ga-asị na iwu a etiri nọ asị na onye ọbụla nwere right ime self defense, onye ọbụla nwere right to agitate, onye ọbụla nwere right ikwu ife ọ chọrọ na ife ọ chọrọ. Right anwa emenye ọbụrụ law, and ọ dị na Nigeria own law. So ka ife bụ na ị ga-abụ a gọvanọ, inwe nsogbu ma inwe ife edoro gị anya, ime enwe sekretary ma onye ga-eje cheki elu gị ife that law bụ all about. Hello Nonso, thank you for joining us. Ị ga-echegodu nwantịntị ka anyị gee onye ndu ntị maka ife a onye ndu na-ekwu ọ dị very educative and it will help us. Yes. Ndewo. So okay. Yes. So if onye ndu na-akọwa ebe a bụ that na onwero ka ị ga-esi mee law ime abide by your own law. Nigeria government nwelu this article 15 nke dị na the African Organization Charter. Fa bụkwa member to it. Ọ dịkwa na Nigerian constitution, which is Nigeria law, that na onye ọbụla nwere right to self-defense, self-determination, and self-determination includes your human right for association, right to protest, right to agitate. Your governor cannot send somebody like a researcher to search and see whether me for actually prescribe on the IPOB na fabo terrorist, whether more in accordance with the law. No. Or straight. Fulani sifa menka fejeme. Fulani onye dika Soludo sef. Onwero secretary. Onwero researcher. Onye dika David Umahibu an engineer. Onwero researcher. Onwero secretary geje check elia. Metu anya na Wike na all the governors during David Umahi's time and Kedafia, Willie Obiano, Fadi in a Jesachia, Malo me fendi Biafra name, or the outside the rule of law, more the within it, or if a bonibwe, a onye golakuko, in research godu. Imalukwo ife international law kwuru maka ife ndị IPOB na-eme fa wee je proscribe on the IPOB maka na Fulani si fa mee ya, they went and did it. Onye Fulani si gị as a professor like Soludo gị je tinye aka n'ọkụ ije tinye the same thing ka nke a na-akpọchi ọma na-eme today. A whole professor Ngozi si na ya bụ doctor PhD. Ngozi amaro that na ọ bụ na America na-akpọ secretary COS Britain na-akpọ ya secretary na ife bụ secretary PM ka your secretary ga-esi ọ bụ na igwe director secretary gị nọrọ around ọ sị na ọnya bụzi deputy director nwunye na ụmụ ya pụgozi from the light from the picture ọ bụrụzi gị bụ secretary isi na bụ DPM onye emelu gị imeje check your charter which is your law malife law okwu even PM oge our information minister Maazị Soni Akparawa na ajụ si ya ominu na ife ịchọ ọkịta bụ na ọ bụ na ị nọrọ na Ngozi we take give order. PM say you are misinterpreting what I told you. You are misinterpreting me. That's not what I said. Unafuge. So, n'ife the law kwuru bụ na onye ọbụla nwere right to self-determination. Even international law, UN law, Nigeria bụkwa signatory to it. Because ife bụ na bụ signatory to something, ọ bụ na ịbịa join ya onwere otu dị on kịta ndị na-akpọ onwefa otu nke ọzọ iwee banye iwu niile ndị otu anwanwe ịga na-efolie. You will be following it. Mana Nigeria ọ bụrụ ọfanwa ka ị na-agwa. People like Soludo Kabu, current governor, bụ a whole professor, or may check it, wee kpọọ ndị gọvanọ ibie. Because I'm sure na onye isi na-edu ndị ngwụrọ Hope Uzodimma agụrụ akwụkwọ na-edu ndị nke ọzọ maka na onye Fulani na-use Hope Uzodimma. No matter where you are, you will always show the world need the law abiding before they will trust you. That is why anyenwa bondi Biafra now. If any name na space, nke our APM name, he will always follow the rule of law. Even our PM, only follow the rule of law. Even onyendu, onyendu na kowa na this video. We see na Nigeria, Africans, for they follow if they na kuko. So Finland na say na PM na-ekpe ikpe as a terrorist wee si na fa tụọ chifanga na ọ bụrụ ya nwa fa jụrụ gịnị bụ law na that country maka na the world now bụ materialism o ife na control ndị ụwa. Onye ọbụla chọrọ nke achọrọ m nke achọrọ m ego achọrọ m mmanụ achọrọ m gas. Onye na-amị gas ya nwa na bie ịjụkwala ya or consent to you taking that gas and that oil. No, it get away by force. Because no ndị UK nwe Nigeria. Fulani na Yoruba bụ ndị fa elect kafa na azụrụ fa Nigeria ka afịa. Fa batafe welu the biggest vessel bịa na-ebu oil. Kita fa na-eguzi pipe. Kafa si na Nigeria gulu pipe na cost for how many billions of dollars. Onya bụ isiokwu. That's why m ji akpọ video onye ndu a maka na ife niile gbasara ife anyị nwa bụ Biafra na azọ dị na this interview PM nyere ya here. Ọ dị ya all contained
because of one consideration or the other. And I give it to white. Sometimes I say they say I am promoting white supremacy. No, I'm not. I am just being very factual. That is one thing that white people have that we Africans do not have. When you make a law, you keep that law. That is why that statue of woman you see all the time that is blind, people don't know the meaning of it. You go to court, you see a woman with sword. On the left hand is maybe Holy Bible, I don't know, or Holy Quran. And you see that they covered her eyes. Go and check every law court. Do you know what it means? That the law is blind. So even you, as a judge or magistrate interpreting the law, you don't look at the ethnicity of those who are involved. You don't consider if they are rich or poor. You just interpret the law the way you see it. The law says that what IPOB is doing is correct. But somebody will go to police station and write and say, oh, they are terrorists. It's treasonable felon. Therefore, what is happening to us is coming from us, not from white people, not from anybody else. After all, the way that Britain is meddling into the zoo today called Nigeria is because we allowed it to happen. They're allowing it because Fulani is benefiting from it. Typical black people. And I must remind you that white people came to Africa. The Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, the British, the Germans, the Belgians, they came to Africa. The conquering army, the European conquering army that took over the whole of Africa, were not Europeans, they were Africans. They come into Africa and they use Africans to conquer Africans. It hasn't left us till today. And these are the things that we are fighting. That is why I keep saying that the best thing that IPOB could do for black people is to change the way they reason. Once you change the way they reason, you will see all the difference in this. I remember when we used to tell our Yoruba friends and brothers that the Fulanis are coming. Nobody believed us. They mocked us, they ridiculed us. They said, even today, if you watch Channels television, mostly Yoruba journalists in Channels television, they are making the exact same mistakes that allowed the Fulanis to come this far. They never rose up to condemn them. They never interrogated this Janjaweedism, this march of the Fulani. And as you were saying this, Simon, something occurred to me. Do you know that the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria is now advocating that the Fulanis must have a ministry for cows, a commission for cows? Are you aware of it? It's in Vanguard newspaper. And you're all in one Nigeria. 21st century, and you're discussing the movement of cows. There is no justification whatsoever. We are in the mess we are in today because we allowed it to happen. Any day we rise up and say enough is enough, the world will take notice. That's what we are doing. You asked about ESN. Why would ESN come? The first rule in nature is self-defense. It is so common. It is called tort law. T-O-R-T, tort law. Which means that even a mad person knows about it. You don't need to go to court to justify yourself. You come to my land, you kill my mother, you rape my sister, you cut them into pieces, and then you go. When I confront you, you tell me you want Ruga. You want Fulani in every state in Nigeria. Who told you that? If you're going to give this preferential treatment to cattle raiders, then why not motor spare parts dealers all over the country? Why don't you give them land and give them loans? People see the truth in the zoo and they keep meandering. They keep hiding from it. After all these years, look at the likes of Modo. After messing up for years, now his eyes absolutely open. They now know that what IPOB has been saying is right. That's the thing with our people. No single apology to any idiot, wherever they may be in the world. I'm in America. I don't give a damn. No apology to any idiot anywhere they are. ESN has come to stay. We are going to die there, all of us. Let them bring that their nonsense to our land and we'll teach them a lesson. They can do that always in Yoruba land. We take their land and talk, bring it, we'll die there immediately. So they can see with their two eyes.
Una fugie na oge onye ndu unveil ESN. Oge onye ndu.
Ndị Biafra gecha this voice na olu a anyị na-anụ na ọkwa ihe Maazị Nnamdi Kanu gwara anyị, ọkwa ihe anyị na-eme, ọkwa ihe brigade na-eme, ọkwa ihe a na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, ọkwa olu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ka anyị na-anụ. no, sometimes I have to get in high question name. I know I call it really still gossip. Ihe ndị a niile na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere out of all of us na nọ here today. Ele ndị na-eme this thing. Ihe a na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-eme, ele ndị na-eme ya. Who are still keeping this legacy? Ọ nọ nụkwara ihe o kwuru. Ka m pause go to my mic first.
Okay, ịchọ ka m weghachi ya azụ.
Mọmị, ọ bụ na ọ dị possible, o kwesịrị ka iweghachi ya azụ because ma ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-ege ntị. So ka ọ dị mma ka ọ ga-adị mma ka ha jee ntị ha na-ege ya from our leaders. Yes.
For what is happening to us is coming from us, not from white people, not from anybody else. After all, the way that Britain is meddling into the zoo today called Nigeria is because we allowed it to happen. They're allowing it because Fulani is benefiting from it. Typical black people. And I must remind you that white people came to Africa. The Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, the British, the Germans, the Belgians, they came to Africa. The conquering army, the European conquering army that took over the whole of Africa, were not Europeans, they were Africans. They come into Africa and they use Africans to conquer Africans. It hasn't left us till today. And these are the things that we are fighting. That is why I keep saying that the best thing that IPOB could do for black people is to change the way they reason. Once you change the way they reason, you will see all the difference in this. Remember when we used to tell our Yoruba friends and brothers that the Fulanis are coming? Nobody believed us. They mocked us, they ridiculed us. They said, even today, if you watch Channels television, mostly Yoruba journalists in Channels television, they are making the exact same mistakes that allowed the Fulanis to come this far. They never rose up to condemn them. They never interrogated this Janjaweedism, this march of the Fulani. And as you were saying this, something occurred to me. Do you know that the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria is now advocating that the Fulanis must have a ministry for cows, a commission for cows? Are you aware of it? It's in Vanguard newspaper. And you're all in one Nigeria. 21st century, and you're discussing the movement of cows. There is no justification whatsoever. We are in the mess we are in today because we allowed it to happen. Any day we rise up and say enough is enough, the world will take notice. That's what we are doing. You asked about ESN. Why won't ESN come? The first rule in nature is self-defense. It is so common. It is called tort law, T-O-R-T, tort law. Which means that even a mad person knows about it. You don't need to go to court to justify yourself. You come to my land, you kill my mother, you rape my sister, you cut them into pieces, and then you go. When I confront you, you tell me you want Ruga. You want Fulani in every state in Nigeria. Who told you that? If you're going to give this preferential treatment to cattle raiders, then why not motor spare parts dealers all over the country? Why don't you give them land and give them loans? People see the truth in the zoo and they keep meandering, they keep hiding from it. After all these years, look at the likes of Modo. After messing up for years, now his eyes have suddenly opened. They now know that what IPOB has been saying is right. That's the thing with our people. No single apology to any idiot, wherever they may be in the world. I'm in America, I don't give a damn. No apology to any idiot anywhere they are. ESN has come to stay. We are going to die there, all of us. Let them bring that their nonsense to our land and we'll teach them a lesson. They can do that always in Yoruba land. We take their land and talk, bring it, we'll die there immediately. So they
let them bring it down to our place. That we will teach them a lesson. Ndị be anyị ka anyị ga-esi teach ifanya bụ lesson. Or ijisi ike na-atụ ego.
I will know with whistle now. And then come on,
Go
what
ahead.
I'm going to get. It's like a Gina defender. I quit upon Anubena. Nda na-eso na ọnụ na-eche ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ọ na-anụgo ihe o kwuru. Elee ha ga-eji na defend or whistle or gossip or propaganda. Eh,
No,
what are we going to use now to defend ourselves? Awụ ndị a na-akpọrọ ndị a na-agara underground, ndị nọ underground ka ndị na-achọ ụmụnne ha ha ga-sabotage. Ọwụ taa ka a ga-esi defend ourselves. Our Commander Gento or Biafra Liberation Army now, our the terrorist Musa and the Janjaweed Army, I need defend on why it is. This is the problem. Here, the major point. Because when I check it out these things, everything has been said. Everything has been said. Okay, everything has been said. Any other way? Okay, check now. Come when Mazin Nambikano a kidnap Mazin Nambikano. When Mazin Nambikano no here. Okwa wepụtara ESN. Okwa wepụtara ESN. I just kidnap here from Kenya. So what get kidnapped is the Mazin Nambikano from Kenya. What is not the because na kidnap go Mazin Nambikano ka onye ọbụla relax ka Musa na ndị otu ha bịa oge ha bịazi ha egbuchiche onye ọbụla onye unu chọrọ. So okay, since then now, since the kidnapping of Mazin Nambikano, ndị ụfọdụ na-ekwu asị na ka na-ele aga court kwa Mazin Nambikano gwara unu na enweghị anything that all those laws, all those international laws now all those international law, okay, our prime minister quote law, quote give the whole law. Mazin Nambikano say na if all this law, now all this law when he cannot function na buy, and when he cannot function in the zoo, na ndị ọcha mere this law who maka zoological republic of animal kingdom. We do maka ihe ọbụla gbasara Nigeria who this law who for them. You understand? In fact, it mere to extent that he said ihe ọbụla gbasara Africa. That this law that our prime minister quote here, now. Now, when it does not concern us, when you hear about those laws, now those time put to those laws because of animals like Ndofodo, like ndị a na-sabotage, ndị a na-ezuzari, ndị a na-achọghị ịnụ, ndị a na-achọghị ịma their right, ndị a na-achọghị ịma ebe ha kwesịrị ịnọ, ndị a na-believe in Nigeria, ma ndị professors, ma ndị ha ndị a niile, you know. So, but one thing na-ajụ n'ime ndị a niile, ihe ọ dị steeti na-eme always eziokwu na ọsọsọ anyị nwawu ndị Biafra ndị nwere obi, you know, to rise up, you know, to face these challenges across the zoo. So, but apart from that, out of all this intimidation, because I want to say anyị nwawu ndị Biafra na-achọ nwere onwe ma even self n'ime Cameroon enwere Amazonia, and this Amazonia wu obodo, and ha nwa n'onwe ha na fight for their own freedom. So, and secondly, as we speak today now, onye isi ha na-akpọchiri onye isi ha na eji onye isi ha na Norway. So onye isi ha na-akpọ Chua ya ma onye nke ahụ ka ebudote na Norway. I check the thing, anọkata before our prime minister eme. So, you know, so but apart from all these things, again, him na ajụwo since na a country like all these African countries, like all these like Nigeria now, for example, mapa niile, all these evil things na-eme. Ana m ajụ, ọ pụtara na countries like Apagagodo Cameroon, because ndị nke aha, ọ pụtara na countries like you know, like Ghana, even Niger, Mali, even this Burkina Faso, all these African countries, Apagagodo International, ọ pụtara na ndị anaghị ahụ Nigeria as a threat to them. Oh, my question, because now, in Nigeria now, a population of 250 million or even more than, out of this more than 250 million, over more than 80 million, they are defending themselves against an injustice, against an open injustice being committed against indigenous people of that land. In a country whereby even all these close African countries have the opportunity to get first-hand information. Are they trying to pretend or trying to do blind eye, maybe because of their diplomatic ties or relationship, that they don't understand what is playing in Nigeria? That if this thing that is playing in Nigeria today escalates, Are they going to be safe? That is the question. Because I don't know if this Nigeria, this so-called Nigeria that has been the giant of your so-called Africa, this Nigeria that you all know to be the giant, and you have seen this evil. You have been seeing this evil, this injustice. A Nigeria government went all the way to Kenya to kidnap a British citizen, even though the corrupt British terrorist government have refused to say anything. Even though the foreign affairs, they have refused to say anything. But within you, Africa, this evil is happening before your eyes. That Nigeria went to Kenya to kidnap somebody and bring him to Nigeria. And he's still trying it before the whole world. And all of you are, comfortable, watching and, keeping quiet. And you just think that these things can just, go like that. Don't you think that there is a consequences, there's a repercussion to each and every one of you? Because what we are talking about here is an agenda. These people that we are talking about, that we are fighting against, are not Nigerians. They are not Nigerians. But I don't know if this government of the world, like even especially this African government, if you people even have the opportunity to know more about history, if people have the opportunity to know more about history,
dịka
you
ajụjụ
have
ịjụ
yes, okay.
dịka ajụjụ ị na-ajụ ominu na other African countries adafụ ife na-eme before ịbata onwe one of our brothers ya ikuku chukwu ọ sị na Europe bụ problem the whole world. Oge onye ndu na-akọ ka Europe si wee bịa kerie Africa, as if to say they are sharing cake or sharing bread. Kericha Africa to the extent that na-enwe English speaking Cameroonians and Francophone Cameroonians. Sọsọ ofu obodo n'Africa ndị ọcha na-abụ enwelufa chia. O wee sị na Kotonu nke a dị nso na Lagos nọ ndị Germans nwebu Kotonu wee welie compensate French people. So ọ dị nnọọ ka a gasị na Chukwu kele anyị nwa bụrụ dummies wee nọdụ Europe wee na-eyuzu anyị for their own benefit. Maka na inweta how many countries? Ivory Coast, Senegal, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso na Cameroon, 6 countries na Africa bụ sọsọ French nwefa, and Congo 7 countries na Africa French na control. The same thing with UK na control Nigeria, a control Ghana, a control Argentina, Canada, na control Australia, New Zealand, China before, more than India, almost 9 countries. Onwere onye nke facho ka onwe freedom. Maka Nigeria enwere freedom. Nigeria ka bụ ndị a nwefa 247. Their caretaker bụ Fulani na Yoruba. Maka na since 1960, ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ onye Yoruba na-achị, onye Fulani abụrụ deputy. Ọ bụrụ onye Fulani na-achị maka oge Obasanjo na-achị, onye Fulani Atiku bụ deputy. Oge onye Fulani na-achị, ọ bụrụ onye Yoruba bụ deputy. Oge Buhari bụ Fulani na-achị, Osibanjo bụ deputy. So these 2 people na-azụ ndị Nigeria ka ewu for ndị nwa bekee, ndị mbi na befa ifuge ya ka onye ndu na-ekwu sị Africa leaders ka eke unu ga-esi wee nọdụ, ka eke unu ga-esi wee nọdụ nwoke ibe unu abịa na-agwa unu ife unu ga-eme n'obodo unu. Na ife nji aza gị ajụjụ a na bụ Trump yesterday na UN o make speech ne blame France, ne blame UK. Sifa ka eke unu si kwe ka these aliens etu o si mefe adres wee bịa n'ala unu bụ unu. Ọ ka nwoke si eme. But the brother ikuku si no Europe bụ nsogbu the whole world nwe. The same thing ka Fulani bụ. Fulani bụ nsogbu Africa niile nwe. Fulani, o nwere any Africa country bata Fulani anọrọ na-enye nsogbu. Because why? Fulani bụ Arabs. The Arabs chụpụfa. Because fana fa ilu. Ine Somalia anya very well. Because Somalia they mix up. Fulani nke nọ na the other side, Fut Ajalon, ndị abịalụ na Sokoto, fa na-mix up. I nwere ike ịbụ onye abụrụ Somalia, onye Somalia ekwe nụọ gị. That's why Faji maintain that feature. Silky hair, pointed nose, fa bụ Arabs. Arabs wee chụọ fa maka their violent nature. Amara m makwa that history. Anyị na Fulani abụrụ nwanne, we can never be compatible. Man, if when you were all these African leaders, for they follow their laws. Law be like a template. They will just drop it there. For they behave sick animal. Or if only do that cover here. So go ahead. That is Obunika no there.
Don't worry, mommy, because you might have a home or exchange some location. So, I'm not really here. And just from me here now, Odromaya na based on since now all these African countries I didn't know now all this all Obodonda they make it die now support they make it die when they colonize on that. So I expect as long as their own family is safe, as long as their own family they doing normal. So when anything anything their master oh yeah can handle it. So when any of them were right, they put at their move. So anything in Nigeria, so I had an affair market. No, my will show for Bapanket. Oh, Kenya, I may allow Martin African, they kidnap or Martin African, they kidnap Chicago Martin African from Kenya, and they go for the compensation. This today, that has depended. Martin African, I kidnap, not Nigeria. And the Georgia, I said, I have here, or on the UN, you go up here. The Nigeria, so him na John again since Nigeria I mean no still na and I act on their own all this amortan and put na line what's that I'm on all the Fulani so but na back and then na back and they made it on their own feel that maybe little in Amana kidnap to mass and the mayor na America na G Amota line now for machine and the mayor all these things because maybe half of it goes for press or international media and even local one and even social media because it's now all over social media no matter now be very careful and especially in that man and about to public of Nigeria kingdom. So some people here now based on here now good for and then that is a lot of this question now and then you would I mean here that would the solution now apart from here that apart from this one now and then apart from here that is our Biafra government election and when any other way I know it depends on ourselves apart from this monster.
Sorry, I didn't know coming feed.
Oh, Olumona have that because I'm on my just
But okay.
Okay. Let me come just no. Let me come down from this because I will come because even on that my voice on that.
Okay.
Can see with the 2 eyes. Hausa may have fallen for them very cheaply and easily. Gwagi or Gwari people may have fallen for them. Nupe may have fallen for them. Egala, some parts of it may have fallen for them. But you see the land of Biafra. We will not surrender Biafra, never, ever, ever. There will be no Ruga, no cattle movement of any sort, none whatsoever. They can bring all the families they like, They cannot settle in Biafra land. They can settle elsewhere, but not in our land. ESN has come to stay without apologies to any idiot, to any fool. We don't apologize to any idiot. For the, did you see the lady that was cut up in? They raped her and they cut her into pieces. Did you see it? Did you see our mothers being raped in Enugu? It's all over the place. They came to Nim, but they massacred our people. All we did was to cry, to write on Facebook, to, oh, please sign here. We want to petition the House of Commons. They accuse us at you. Sign here. After signing, what happened? Our cases are there everywhere in the world. If you ask them, they say, no, we don't want Nigeria to break. No, we don't want. But America broke from British Empire. Canada is a free nation. Is that not correct? Under British influence before. Now you're telling me to do the same thing that you did to make America great. You're saying I cannot do it because you're white and I'm black. God punish the idiot. God punish the bastard. I'm saying it openly. What you did in America to make America great, what you did in Australia to make Australia great, what the French people did because I'm a black man, you're telling me I have to give my land to a bunch of reprobates from the Sahel to rear their cattle in my village because I'm a Nigerian. God punish the idiot.
Oyendu, that is why we are backing every of your action and every of your decision. You know, we are going to make sure that we take a decisive measures and action, whether it is going to bring the international community or whether they will still write our story like we are writing their own story. It is something that we have to see. And because of what you just said now, there is, if you permit me, I will play just one video that is very, very important of our brother, that also shed more light on what you just said now, making America great again, or making your people great, and you don't allow us to do our own. You know, that is something that we have to talk about often. You know, you cannot come and tell us not to do anything on our own, but in your own country, you want to do everything and make it the way you want. So let us play this video for our viewers to see. Very, very important. Very, very important. Oh, you can't hear it. Oh my goodness.
I cannot hear it. Maybe you can paraphrase it for me. Perhaps you can tell me what the audio is saying, or tell the listening public what the audio is saying.
So the audio, of course, the audio is saying that for those who are making commentary on Biafra, it is not, they are not in the position to to tell Biafrans not to talk about Biafra.
Yes.
That especially the issue of the war and the experience and all that, that they are not in the position to talk or to tell Biafrans not to talk about Biafra. Rather, it is the responsibility of Biafra people, either if they choose to forgive. That it is not, you are not in position as somebody in America, you are not in position, somebody in Europe, you are not in position, somebody elsewhere in Nigeria, you are not in position to come and say, do not talk about Biafra, because you are not at the receiving end. You did not, you did not participate or feel, the pain of Biafra. You are not a victim. So allow the victim of Biafra to talk. If they decide not to talk again, it is them that should decide not to talk about it. Not somebody who did not feel the pain or who did not fall a victim of the killings by the terrorist government of Nigeria to come to say, okay, let us forget about this Biafra, let us try to heal and move forward. That's what the person is trying to say. I think the video, I'm going to post it later on. I'm going to post the video later on. And then, so now, let us go to the next question. You know that Nigeria has been killing people, Biafra people, since 1940 something.
Yes.
Since 1940 up till 2021. Yes. And if we begin to, apart from the over 5 million people that died between 1967 to 1970, after that, every killings that happened in northern Nigeria, the Biafra people has always been target.
Yes.
A lot of people are telling us now that, oh, Biafra, you are endangering the life of the people. You are endangering the life of the people. So, you know, and when they are saying this, endangering the life of the people, we don't understand. What do they mean by endangering the life of the people when actually the life of every person in Nigeria is already in danger? So can you tell us, how do you explain to them how endangered are the life of people in Nigeria? Not even talk about Biafra now.
One Nigeria is what is endangering your life. If you stay in one Nigeria, you will die. It's a very simple fact. Why are people dying today? Is it not because of one Nigeria? Let's say miraculously they had agreed to what our great leader, our eternal leader Ojukwu, said in 1967 and opted for a confederacy or a confederation. Do you think Fulani will come and kill you today? Is that not common sense? These people, they know the truth, they keep pretending. Let me tell you one thing, Simon. Those living in Kanu and Kaduna, they're endangering my life in the village. If because of you, the Fulanis have the temerity to come to kill us, that means you in Sokoto, you in Meduguri, with your 2x2 hotel, because of that, you want to endanger my entire village. You are the danger to me, not me to you. Let me tell you one thing. Have you ever wondered why each time the Fulanis, they kill people, they take over your land, and there is this who had this, you know, trouble now bubbling, they always talk about unity of the country. Unity of the country. What is it after each and every atrocity? The next thing they talk about is the unity of the country, because they know that within the so-called fake unity of Nigeria, they can perpetrate any evil and get away with it. Don't you know that? If Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed a confederation with Goa, came back, Britain said no to it, because that will not allow them to use the Fulani to do Satan's work that they are doing, to the work that is the work of Lucifer. Everyone knows that very well. It's the work of darkness. Getting all these savages from across the Sahel to come in a country where we were before Koro here, before our eyes. The government of Nigeria said those killing people are foreigners. You know, when I go to it, it makes me very, very upset, to be honest. And I hate Nigeria the more, and anybody who calls him or herself a Nigerian. As I've told you, I don't see you as a human being. Once you say you're a Nigerian, I see you as something lower than you. I don't. God in heaven knows. I don't have any regard for you. Before our eyes, they asked them, people are killing us, so come to rescue us. So they said, no, they are foreign, but they're from foreign, they're foreigners. Now, the same foreigners, you want us to give them land to do agriculture. And I know, you know, honestly, I don't know the God that made black people. I'm being honest with you. I don't know who made it. I don't know where we came from. Because no human being can reason the way we do. I tell you, it's not possible anywhere in the world. Who are those killing us? You said, oh, they are foreigners. Before our eyes, during COVID, the height of COVID, they closed southern borders, but opened northern borders. Nobody said anything. Even today, I was yesterday, they appointed a new EFCC chairman. That man is a Fulani man. Nobody saying anything. So that means that Nigeria belongs to them. That means if you support one Nigeria, you support what the Fulanis are doing. It means you want me, my village, to be taken and handed over to Fulani. Anybody canvassing for one Nigeria, you are a threat to me and to the way of life of our people. There is a reason why when you're going to the village, you buy a bottle of hot drink to give to an elder, to pour libation on the ground of your ancestors. That was the same reason why when Joseph died in Egypt, they dug his body up, his bones, and took him back to the land of his fathers to go and bury him in Israel. That is who we are. Nobody can take our land from us. Anybody, we are in the north, you are endangering us. Mind what you say, not to endanger us. But you living in the north, you are endangering me living in the village. I knew that when this problem started, they would say, oh, you have Igbos everywhere doing their business. Nobody's driving them away. Why are you driving? I know they will come to that. That is their method. Because you're living in Gwagwalada. I should give Obakala to you. Fulani will take over Obaka. Did they come for business? Is it today the threat to kill you? From 1945, they have been killing you. I remember when George Bush went, I think 2005 or whatever, and bombed Al Qaeda
Sorry, my people. I want to point out one thing here that Onyendu said. Onyendu said, okay, Onyendu said that they have been killing us. Is it today that they started killing us? They have been killing us since 1940 something. That's when they started killing. 1920, even 1920 something. That's when they started killing us, and we have been fighting them. So it means that our fight with the Fulani will be everlasting to everlasting. We will not get Biafra. That is the case of CRC, who started accusing the APM of ignoring our security men. No, ndị lobbyist ka ofesi na ọ rapụrụ our men a na-egbufa. Kịta o nwere vidio nke a na-akpọ Remigius ume egosikwara m ebe ahụ, wee sị na ndị CRC, ndị otu Imamadu Abụ, si na fama enye ndị na-agbara anyị egbe ego maka na o nwere ebe fa si enweta ego. Ifugi. So o minu na fa na-achọ ụzọ fa ga-esi pụọ kewalu je mebe their own. Kịta fejego register their own or na Ohio ko ebe ka fa je register. Ifugi na ife a bụ onye ọbụla bịa ọ na-achọ iyuzu Biafra ka o wee nweta position, ka o wee na-aza ọga na-aza madam. Whereas na a na-egbu ụmụnne anyị n'ụlọ. And okwu onye ndu a, the next connotation to it bụ na ọ bụrụ ịnụ ọgụ ka anyị ga-eji nweta Biafra. Ife anyị ga-eji nweta Biafra bụ lobbying for countries to recognize us. Recognize anya bụla a nation of our own. Anyị bụla a nation of our own. Anyị fulfillzie criteria ndị UN that na another country enwere ike ịbata na our own country bịa n'ụsa anyị ọgụ. Unu aghọtaghị ya kịta. Onye ndu si na otego egbubela anyị, otego anyị nụbala ọgụ. Ọ bụrụ ịnụ ọgụ ka anyị ga-eji nweta Biafra. Ịnụ ọgụ a, yes, for self-defense, ka anyị protect our territory. Ọ bụrụkwa ndị anwa na-agbara anyị egbe ga-eweta Biafra, because they cannot be there fighting fekunikwa general lobby. No. Onye ọbụla ekele ọrụ eke, onye ọbụla nwere nke. This is why anyị ji ekwu okwu ịtụ ego. Ọ bụrụ that o nwere onye a na-atụrụ ego a ka ọ bụrụ pocket money ya, mba. A na-atụ ego a for ife niile anyị na-eme, ma ndị ọkaikpe onye ndu, ma ndị ọkaikpe PM, ma ndị na-agbara anyị egbe, ma ndị na-eme lobbyist. Ọ ife eji atụ ego a ka obi wee luo unu anị, ka unu wee ghọta. Ọ bụrụ asịrị ka anyị bịara ịgba ebe a. No, enwere m this time. People work from home. Mụnwa enwe m ife m na-eme, mana ka m wepụtelu my time si ka m bịa join ya mebe ife a. Oge m na-eme my colleagues a na-amụmamụ si m, hey, ka ezi ka m si wee dabanye n'ife a. M kọwakwalụ reason na egburu nke tọrọ m bụ nwatakịrị during the war. 14 years or so. Kada my brother dị. Yanwa sọrọ m directly. Ka unu wee mara rone nwanne m anwa dị wee nwụọ n'ọkaigwe. This ofu ọkaigwe a. Ya ka njigwa unu na unu amara ife dị n'ọkaigwe until Biafra bịa. Unu amara ife Chukwu tinye ede. Na terrorist bụ fa pụta fa na-azọ your land. Ka fa weli ya na-akpata ego. Ọnya ka iji agwa ndị Western world, if you don't recognize Biafra, we are going to be a very powerful force to work with you. Ife amelu nwanne nya n'Italy or ife ga na-eme all over. And the UN summit yesterday, Trump nọ na-blame ụfọdụ in a one by one. No fanwanyelu chance for those aliens or if qualify. Ya ka onye ndu ji si ebe a kịta that they can never take Biafra land for Ruga. Never. So, ndị be anyị kịta ọ nọrọzi ya, unu ga-agbachizi nkịtị. Onye nwere ego ọ na-achọ I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car. Invest in Biafra. If you have that money, invest it in Biafra. Biafra bi etu ego America dollars elu. O etu ego gesi ruo na Biafra land. Kita una afụgo Ibrahim Traore. Ifo ji ego mineral chukwu nyelufa wee na-eme n'obodo. Burkina Faso dịzị ka Dubai. Total buildings. And ọ na-enye ndị befa free. Biafra bịa unu ga na-eje ụlọ ọgwụ free. Unu ga na ụmụaka ga na-eje school free. Ma ị bụrụ anala Biafra, a ga-enwe good roads. Unu ama na-afụzi open gutters because anyị nọ na temperate region. Ebe anwụ na-ata, everywhere ga-adị covered. Gas ga-adị in every home. A ga-alụ ya, tinye everything. Ịbata jos kwaba. Ibili in comfort. Ụmụaka anyị na-ejezi school fa kpọta ka ndị ọcha. Ọ bụrụ onye ọcha ndị Europe va bịa na-eburu ife dị na bai wee na-edozi befa. Asịzi unu weta ego, unu ajụ, unu ekweribe, unu ajụba ajụjụ, n'ezi onye ndu anyị kịta ka o ji ọnụ ya na-ekwe. This is the thing.
Record again. In Afghanistan. In Kano, they were killing us. In Kano State, they were killing us. When somebody drew a cartoon of the Muhammad in Denmark, they kill us in the zoo. Have you all forgotten? Are we that foolish that we have all forgotten all of this? During election before your eyes, they destroyed polling stations. They said, oh, Biafrans are going there to go and vote. Let's destroy it. EU was that they observed it. They saw everything. After seeing all of these things you're telling me about, I'm endangering your life. You are the one endangering me. And before you endanger me, I will endanger you first. Thank you very much.
Oyendu, this is a very strong one. And I think every Biafran agitators, including media and those writing in national media, should take this up. This is a very strong one. Those who say we are endangering their life or life of Igbos, the people in northern Nigeria, the people supporting one Nigeria are endangering our own life. I think this should be the message from now on, so that because a lot of people never understood, from this perspective you are coming from now. Because when you continue to push for one Nigeria, you continue to endanger the life of others, especially those who do not want to be part of Nigeria. And those people who do not want to be part of Nigeria are much in number than those who want to stay in Nigeria, which is just 1% of, if not up to 1% of them. So this message should be spread. We have to continue. Now, another thing is that when you listen to the Inspector General of Police, you just mentioned about the EFCC, a Fulani, and nobody is talking about it. When you look at the Inspector General of Police declaring what they call a POF, whatever, they have all these fine names they give to their operation and all that. He came to declare one operation of POF, or what he called it, that they are going to, deploy people to northern Nigeria where the trouble zone and all that. And you know that the people going there are our own people from the south. And you know that he have just 3 months left. And in these 3 months, we know that this 3 months is going to be the most deadliest 3 months in Nigeria. Now they are sending our men and women to the northern part of Nigeria where Boko Haram and bandits are on rampage. And the idea is to go and slaughter them there. Because the thing that the military could not do is not somebody that went to police training that will go and quench the fire. Now, what do you have, even though we have been advising our people to quit? I don't know whether you have watched that video. One thing the man mentioned in that video that interests me, I apologize to our viewers because this thing is not allowing me to play even any video. I've tried to play video, it is not working. So the thing this IG of police mentioned is that he after making a speech, he said something in Arabic or in Hausa language or something, like Allah, something, something, something. So I don't know what he said, but that thing he said interests me. I do not know why he's addressing Nigerians in English language. He ended up concluding it with Hausa and Arabic prayer, mentioning Allah. First of all, a lot of people will not pay attention to that, but it means a lot. As a state person, in a public office, addressing people, agency who are supposed to be serving in a secular state, it is not just a sacrilege, but something that should worry everybody, that a police IG addressing the police people, all of a sudden, at the end of the speech, he ended up speaking Arabic and mentioning Allah. Even a president, even though the one parading himself as a president, cannot do it, because it is completely against the Constitution of Nigeria, if there is anything like that. So what do you have to advise our people? Even though we have
they don't give a damn. It doesn't. Nigeria belongs to them, with the help of the British. Belongs to them. Are you telling me that BBC hasn't seen what has been going on? Can't BBC do a documentary on Fulani killer headsmen to bring out all the facts? They know what is happening. They know Nigeria. If you don't know that Nigeria belongs to the Fulani, to the Janjaweed, then you're mistaken. The only thing that is still worrying me is how the Hausa peasants, even after all these years, have not grown any common sense to understand that they're being used. Nigeria belongs to them. They can do whatever they like. You've not seen them performing military drills in Hausa language, in their own native tongue. You have not seen the motto of the Nigerian army, that it is still the same banner that Ottoman Danfodio went into war with to take Gobert from the Hausa people. You don't know that? You have not seen Arabic on Nigerian army flag. Maybe I'm even surprised that we're not no longer even learning Arabic. I think the deposed emir of Kano, Sanusi, went and took some money from Saudi Arabian government to introduce Arabic as a second language. So you people don't know the mess people don't know the mess they're in. You remember that time we used to say that the war is coming? They said we are warmongers, we are miscreants, we are touts. We have very beautiful names, and I love it. I'm the #1 miscreant anyway. All these names they keep calling us. The same words I used before is what Wole Soyinka is using today. They brought war to our doorstep. They told BBC. The work of BBC is to make sure that regardless of how horrible the behavior of Fulani is to moderate it. That is why they can. What would you speak Arabic? If they decide in Italy, brought in hazardous waste and dumped it there, that port is still existing. You cannot see one cargo ship there. Only in Lagos, and it's congested. You come in there, a ship will be waiting for his turn for her turn, because it's a ship, so it's for her turn for nearly 6-7 months to offload. And you're telling me about one Nigeria. People are in one night. Why wouldn't they speak? Who is the head of customs? A retired military colonel, or is it major? He doesn't wear customs uniform as required by law. He doesn't wear it. The Fulani have messed everybody up. Everybody is useless in the zoo. I don't know. I think it was Ohagi who was writing that whoever is advising the Fulani is doing a very good job, because they know us very well. They know we are black people. They know nobody is going to come to rescue us. You can do whatever you like. The BBC is there. All they care about is to make sure that the Fulani continues their march to the sea. That is the work of the British and of the BBC, and it's never going to stop until we rise up and say, enough is enough, which is what we are doing. So you're worried about people speaking Arabic when the army is Arabic. Nigeria, go and look at the envelope, it's not Arabic already. That is the mess we are in. It's unfortunate that people do not see this mess. I have one idiot, as I mentioned the other day, talking about my wife is from Hausa, my baby mother is from Yoruba, the senior brother is from Juku, and I'm Igbo. Because of that, let's have Nigeria. People talk as if they injected them in there, as if there's something wrong with their brain. Haven't you seen that our dear sister Chimamanda? Because if you do good, we pardon you. If you mess up, as IPOB, we are too strong. We shred you to pieces. Today she has come back to her senses, saying she has done it. What we are saying is correct. You may not like it because I am saying it. You may not like it because someone is saying it. You may not like it because family writers are writing about it. You may not like it because a person is saying it, but it is the truth. You can hide and run and speak all your grammar and all that. It is the truth. Fulani will kill you. They will take your land. They will take it. And the BBC will cover up for them. So you don't know. I feel sorry for the animals in the zoo. Zoological Republic.
Thank you very much. Are you there?
I'm here. I can hear you very well.
Right. Very good. Very good. So, you know, these people, the attack is still going on, and they are battling with the thing at the same time.
They are removing people. They remove people. That's what they do. We have over 10,000, 9,000 plus. They have removed nearly 2,000 people. That's what they do. They ignore them and continue.
Yes, they are throwing me off balance, but we have to continue. Now, when you look at the some of the international laws on statehood, like you mentioned about that UN have all these laws and all that. Of course, they are not paying attention. So I just want to read some of the things that to simplify the actions of the United Nations that must shape the international laws of statehood. Man, those things that shape the international law for statehood, for example, the Biafra state. If at a point, as this thing is going now, Biafra declared state, is this. There are the resolution passed by the General Assembly, the decision of the International Court of Justice, the law recording codification effort of International Law Commission, and the decision by the members of by the member to enter treaty recognized or not recognized purported state. Now, there are in addition to this, there are 3 traditional criteria that could make indigenous people, to be regarded or to have a statehood. Because all these things I'm saying now is something that Biafra overqualified, like Biafra people overqualified. Now, the 3 traditional criteria is population, territory, and government. And then in defining or giving more meaning to all this, the 3 most basic and least controversial criteria of statehood come from Article 1. Article 1 of the Montevideo Convention of 1933. Now, although the treaty itself has never been officially adopted outside of the Americas, of course, we know what when it comes to international politics and international laws, Article 1 remains highly influential and is generally considered a reflection of most fundamental criteria of statehood. Talking about Biafra now, if what is going on, who knows anytime this year, who knows anytime next year, who knows anytime before 2023, if something happened that every nation in Nigeria begin to declare the statehood, just for clarity. Now, the population, the first fundamental criterion is a permanent population. Simply put, the population of a potential state cannot be entirely composed of nomad or travelers based elsewhere. And now we are talking about the Fulanese. So you cannot, Fulani cannot have a statehood because they fall under the nomad, and or they are regarded as the travelers or they're based elsewhere. They cannot be regarded as population. And that is happening in Nigeria. This is in law. That is happening in Nigeria. Fulani is claiming Nigeria where other people understood what international law says and chased them away. They come to Nigeria where Gari and the Akpu and the Ewedu and the Gusi has beclouded the sense of reasoning of the people who call themselves politicians, and they cannot know their left and right. And now Fulani has come to understand that the people that are in the front line of politics from the southern Nigeria are all mumu, and they are using that mumuness against every other Nigeria, which goes to what you have said, that these people are endangering your life and the life of other people while they continue to remain in Nigeria and nomad are controlled. Now, that is for population. Number two, the territory. The second is defined territory. The borders do not need to be fully defined or undisputed. They just need to be an identifiable location. And this is where I give it to you, and I doff my cap, because a lot of people have come to attack you about bring your map. Bring your map. In international law, you know, like I said, the Montevideo Convention, anybody can go and check it out. You have what is defined as territory. You don't need to have a map, you know, before, as you are agitating for your freedom, you do not need to present your map to anybody. At the point where we are now, the question shouldn't be where is your map. So some people are actually misleading a lot of people into putting more effort and emphasis on what is map. But rather, the law says there just needs to be an identifiable location. And you have done this in several of your broadcasts, mentioning where you think Biafra should start from and where it should end. That's exactly in conformity with what this law says. Then another thing is, number three is government. I'm not asking you a question, I'm just backing up with what you've said. The third is an effective independent government with the capacity to enter into relation with other states. This is the trickiest of the three elaborated. Of course, this you have also done very perfectly and excellently well. For those who are looking for what is, how the Biafra government is going to be and all that, you have actually set an example, you have actually set a pace, and actually formed two parts in this Montevideo Convention, but essentially require states to have structured, legally independent administration that control at least some of its claimed territory and population. Some additional point to note are: a state does not have to have actual diplomatic relation. It could be under diplomatic boycott. It just needs to have capacity to have them. I believe, with what is going on now in Nigeria, we are going to come to this point of this Montevideo Convention. It may be invoked as time goes on, because when you anoba joso abaya jebe. So, and I believe that other part of Nigeria will also, without even knowing it, adopt this Montevideo Convention. Now, having said this, the Nigeria we see today, and the way the federal government of the Nigeria are backing terrorists openly, without even hiding it. They are backing the terrorists openly, supporting them, romancing with them, having meeting with them, and not only that, they are supporting them. The Sultan of Sokoto, who they regard as the traditional ruler of Nigeria, he is the chairman of board of trustee of Mayete Allah.
Of course.
Mayete Allah has come publicly to take responsibility of the terrorist attack against southern Nigeria. Now, in addition to this, the person that is parading himself as a president in Nigeria is a board member of this terrorist group that have been ranked number 4 deadliest terrorist group in the world. People are not paying attention to this. And when they are killing people, the Minister of Information, who happened to fall into the territory that was conquered in a Kwara state, now come to say we are not going to treat terrorists the same way we will treat those who want to get their freedom from Nigeria. That is the most absurd thing I have ever had in my life. I know you have addressed this particular comment coming from the liar Mohammed, from Kwara State. But please, can you, in a different, from a different perspective, can you tell us how would somebody who say he's a Nigerian, especially from the eastern part of Nigeria, and you call yourself a politician, you go to Abuja, you call yourself a governor, you go to Abuja, you call yourself a House of Assembly member, you go to your state and all this, and then you hear somebody saying that those who has made you not to travel by road to Abuja, those who made you not to travel by road to Enugu, those who made you not to travel by road to Owerri, with all your fine vehicle and all your cars, they are not to be proscribed. Rather, the people who say you should have your freedom are being proscribed. In Nigeria, where you actually have state judiciary, that you can actually go and approach the state judiciary and order them to deproscribe IPOB. For the statement coming from that Minister of Information requires opposite reaction. Now, what do you have to tell our people who think this way, that after that statement, nobody has actually come out to say anything? At least I have not read. I have not read anybody.
They will not come because they've been conquered. We are all slaves of the Fulani without knowing it. Not us anyway, no, maybe not IPOB, but the rest of the zoo. And I must thank you very much for the depth and for the depth of your research in terms of the Montevideo Convention. Montevideo is in Uruguay, for those who do not know. The reason why I never responded to those half-baked intellectuals that keeps talking rubbish about roadmaps, because they don't know anything. I'm a student of contemporary politics. I actually read politics at the university in London. So when I hear some fools who are not educated talk about things that are above their station, I feel sorry for them. All of the indices you mentioned are very relevant. But I think the last one you alluded to is the most important. The United States of America, where I am today, went ahead to unilaterally recognize Kosovo as an independent nation. And today, Kosovo stands as an independent nation. It is your willpower, your determination to fight for what you believe in. Had our war gone on for 6 more months, at the time it ended in January of 1970, we would have been a free people today, because the world was waiting to see how determined we are. The reason why sometimes our people tend to not to understand the dynamics of international politics is because they are not well read. They are not well traveled. When we say it, they say we are arrogant. No, we're not being arrogant. It's just that we happen to be educated, and we know what we're doing. We know what we're talking about. We know what we're pursuing, and we know how to get it. Having taken into consideration all the mitigating factors against the emergence of Biafra, our approach has therefore to be unorthodox. If you adopt the orthodox approach to state creation, you are bound to fail. They will ask you, oh, but you are in a democracy. Why don't you go through your senators and go through, that's, I call it a checkpoint, where the Janjaweed is waiting for you to come. Once you come there, they swallow you up. That is the zoo called Nigeria for you. There is something that our people will need to understand. How many people are there in Liechtenstein? I think there are about 150,000 people or less. And Liechtenstein is a separate nation state today in Europe. Nobody is complaining. Nobody is saying that they are too small, they cannot participate in what is happening within that very place. Our people need to understand this and understand it very well. that our march towards freedom is multifaceted. The approach we adopted is multifaceted. We approach it from different angles and dimensions to deliver one result, which is freedom. And in so doing, since the world has come and basically washed their hands off Africa to say, do whatever you can to survive, we are going to do what we can to make sure that we survive. If I understand our situation very, very clearly, is that our people need to remain very, very strong and resolute. Very strong and resolute. That a white man have always defeated black people with one thing: mental strength and resilience. When they were trying to go to the moon, the rockets blew up. The scientists at NASA, most people died in the process of trying to place a man in orbit. They didn't stop them. They were not deterred. They continued. Where you have superstition, you replace it with practical things. And that is what we have done and will continue to do until we arrive. We understand all the internal dynamics of how a zoo functions. In the case of Nigeria, we know it very well. But one thing our enemies did was to underestimate us, which is a very good thing. I love the way they underestimated our resolve, our resilience, our determination, our intellect, our knowledge, our know-how. I love it. That is why we are where we are today. If you're thinking of hoping that one day you would wake up and things will be better in Nigeria, then you're the worst fool alive. Things can never be better. They have structured the system in such a way that if you were having 12 hours of electricity last year, this year you only get about 6. Despite all the so-called investments, despite all the money they have pumped into each and every supposedly viable sector that is not viable. When I talk about the issues concerning Nigeria as a whole, what I'm doing now is to approach your question from a very holistic perspective. When you look at the issue of Nigeria and how hopeless it is, you don't need to look any further than the only thing that they produce naturally without any sweat or effort, which is crude oil and gas. Even that crude oil and gas, they cannot refine into petrol despite the presence of 4 state-of-the-art refineries. Instead, they gave license to a Fulani man to go and build his own special refinery. That means that all of us are slaves already, without knowing it. Until we realize, until the Oduduwa wake up one morning to say that the best way we can defeat these people is by the East and the West being together. The Yoruba and the Igbo, so to speak, Biafra and Oduduwa, must be together in order to defeat this, because Fulani people, they have one thing that we do not have. They have a godfather who is a member, who is one of the 5 permanent members at the United Nations Security Council, in this case, the United Kingdom. UK will never love you. They may respect you, but they will never love you. The only people they are interested in are the Fulani Janjaweed in the north. So Fulani has an advantage already. Therefore, the only way for us to counter them is through our resilience, our stubbornness, our determination, our never say die attitude, and our ability to work with our closest neighbors, in this case, the Oduduwa, to stand strong and to say enough is enough. If we allow what is happening today to continue to happen, I'm afraid we'll be having these discussions, and what we'll be saying is the number of people who have been killed, where the burials are taking place, because only us will talk about it. No major media in the world will. You don't have $30 billion. That's what the Fulanis have. Over $30 billion to lobby, to make sure that CNN doesn't do anything about your plight, to make sure that the BBC doesn't. And on top of this 30 billion war chest is their own girl who is at the UN lobbying on their behalf. And on top of that, you have Britain. Our work is cut out. But I do believe very strongly and without any provocation that we are going to triumph and prevail in the end. Because the God we serve is the Almighty God in heaven and not man. And if his words are to come true, which he has done across the ages, then Biafra is coming and nothing is going to stop it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hamadike. A lot of people are saying that my question is too long, and they don't know that most of the things I'm just, backing up what you have said already with evidence, with the international law.
I like what you did with Montevideo Convention. Anybody now asking you about roadmap, simply give them the link of Montevideo Convention in 1933. Go there and see it. That is the roadmap.
Exactly.
I thank you for that.
Some of them call themselves lawyers and all that, deceiving people everywhere. Anyway, now the next thing I want to ask you is that when you look at the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, a lot of people are saying that, oh, now you have formed militant. Now after this, now the militant is going to turn this and turn that. Of course, I want you to explain this in a different perspective, from a different perspective, looking at the difference. What we have in the ESN is completely different from anything you can see from anywhere in Africa.
Yes, ESN is there to make sure that our land is not taken over by the Fulani Janjaweed. That's all. In the process, if you happen, because for Fulani to get land in your village, they must have an agent. They must have an Igwe or PG that will show them the land or sign contracts with them. Or in most cases, you have a political errand boy in Abuja, probably making his master very happy. Some of these people that forgot their boxer shorts in one hotel or the other over there after meeting an Alhaji, one of these people may bring them back into your village. And those people are also our enemy. So we are not only pursuing the Fulani Janjaweed, we are also pursuing those who are giving land to them so that they understand that what they are doing is intolerable and cannot be condoned. That's exactly what we are doing. And we cannot go outside that very limit. Never, ever, ever. But if you connive with the police, connive with the army to attack any formation of ESN or any IPOB member undertaking the work of state, then you are inviting our wrath upon your head, because we will not forgive nor forget. It's as simple as that. If we put up a poster to say no grazing, we bring it down, you're asking for trouble. If people are going about putting up posters and you attack them, you're asking for trouble. Because, of course, we understand that some people were fathered by the Fulani Janjaweed during the war. We understand all of that. They gave birth to rubbish. We know that. But what we are saying is that what ESN is doing is to protect our land and serve the people. It is not there to do anything else. That is why we are not in the townships. We are not going to do police for them. But where our lives are threatened, ESN is there. We are here to protect the lands of our people and to make sure that Biafra is restored. Nothing more, nothing less. We are not going to build that with brutality and senseless thuggery. It's not going to happen. Because we are also, and don't mind you, all of these people, they have sworn to defend Biafra. That is what they are there for. It's not going to change.
Now, Hamadike, looking at what is going on in Nigeria now, we know that the government of Nigeria, the zoo, is accomplished in this whole jihad attack, in this whole terrorist attack. They are accomplished. Now, what assurance will you give the people of Biafra who have become helpless, if not for the emergence of IPOB, if not for the emergence of the ESN just last year? You can imagine what would have been happening now if we are experiencing what the people are experiencing in Yoruba land, where the Fulani, they gave Fulani ultimatum, and then after the ultimatum, the Fulani come to say they own the forest in Yoruba land. Now, what assurance are you giving our people of Biafra that any attack coming from Fulani will be resisted and won?
They should know that, because we know that the Nigerian state is an accomplice to what is going on because there is no president. Nigeria has no president. Buhari is dead. Everybody knows that. Even a fool knows that very well. That is why Garabashev can come out and tell you that anything I say or Premier Adesina says, you should regard it as if the president is the one speaking. In the height of this mayhem, slaughter, insecurity, the person you say is your president is nowhere to be found. The first lady is nowhere to be found. Because I think she took my advice and went with the young man to Dubai where they're having fun. Who knows? I think she's over 50 now. I don't think she can get pregnant again or not. Having fun. If not, in the next 9 months, you hear that Aisha has given birth to a bouncing baby boy, baby girl. But she's having fun in Dubai with her boyfriend, wearing Buhari mask, deceiving people. Those that claim they went to school. Where is your first?
I don't know if she can give birth.
I'm saying this in line with your. I want people to understand that not only is the government of the zoo, the Janjaweed government, complicit in what is going in the terrorism, they brought in terrorism into Nigeria. Fulani, deliberately, not by a few individuals, not like Mike Asine. This is the government themselves, Answer Rock, brought in terrorism into Nigeria. Where is Aisha? First lady, where is she? I feel sorry for black people. Let me tell you one thing. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot. They know who we are now. Britain must have told them that these people are not cases, though. Don't try them anyhow. And as I've said, they want to do two things: subdue the Yoruba with the force of terrorists, and then come against us with the might of their army. That is the reason why BBC is rooting for them. That is why a whole BBC left their jobs to be advertising where you can get application form to join the Nigerian army. What other? I tweeted it a few hours ago. What other proof do you need that Britain is the war? They are the ones running the show. BBC advertising where you can get form to join army because they know they do not have the population to fight us. Let me tell you one thing people don't know. They do not have the population to fight us. They know that very well. If we do the war rises up at the same time as well as Biafra, they cannot defeat us. They know that. Now they're asking for people to join the army. That army is going to be populated by Janjaweed terrorists. They will try us. They will come. They came to all 4 times and we beat them. They went to the air, disturbing disturbing birds of the air. They are cowards. We say, come down on the ground. You know where we are in the forest. Come and look for us. So we can give you a quick exit from this earth. So you can die very quickly. How did this then? The townships killing people. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot happen in the East. It cannot happen.
Yes, my people, we will have to stop it here. We have been on for 3 hours, 32 minutes. It's almost ended. This is the last bit of it. I have to take my leave. I greet my people. Peter Okafor, thank you for joining us. Charles Oji, Ndewo. Chief for great. Thank you. If you are still there, accept my appreciation. And best, Teg War, Biafra, which I know is Rage and Fury, and Estella Divino, thank you so much. We have been here now for 3 hours. Ndị be anyị, ikuku ka nọkwa ya. I clap for you. I clap for you. You are a powerful follower. Onye ndu have said it all, my people. Onye ndu ekwusighị ife niile ọ ga-ekwu. Nke strike most bụ ebe ọ sị na onye na-achọ ruga because this Adesina bụ Secretary of State to Buhari, onye ofe mmanụ ofe mmanụ na Fulani na-achị Nigeria. Ọ sị na onye wetara anya ya dị ready to kpai. Ife that Femi Adesina ife okwu onye ndu mention afia here oge PM na-ajụ ya. Oh, you carry, hey, yeah, you are still there. Daalụ ezi nwanne m, ndewo. unu amago that na ife niile onye ndu na-ekwu na ọ concern everything anyị na-eme here, ọ gbasara ya. O nwere ife strike mbụ ebe ọ sị that we can never give our land to anybody for Ruga. Edemiede n'akwụkwọ nji ebe a na-erekọdụ the bullet points. Osi Fulani can never get land for Ruga in Biafra land. They came from Sahel, Futajalon, and want our land. They can't get it. So Fabiazia nweta our land. Anyị efe n'enu. Ndị ụwa na-akụrụfa aka. No. So how do we resist that? Kita Honoria, Ejemma and Eje, in the morning and in the afternoon. Biko nundi bae, jisini ike ka ị na-atụ Ejemma. Ndewonu, ka my brother nye his submission. Go ahead, Nonso. Hello, Nonso, are you with me? Nonso, your internet is really dealing with you today. Oh. Well, Ndibani, I have to call it a day. Echi bụ another day. And we thank God for everything. Onye ọbụla nụrụ ife onye ndu kwuru. Unu emekwana dịka agasị na unu aghọtara. Jisi na ike, anyị amekwe ka ndị Fulani welube anyị mee Ruga. Ruga na
Mike mo mepere emepe na ihe m na-ekwu.
Kube, go ahead and give your submission for us to close now.
Okay, biko otu ọbụla unu sha n'olu m, biko were na like that na network socha na ihe na-enye anyị nsogbu. Ọ na-eme ụfọdụ anyị chọ ikwu ihe ga-abara ndị be anyị uru. Network agbara mana kick anyị out. So but biko anyị anụgo everything from the horse's mouth. Onye ndu anyị Chukwu okike abịa ma zitere all our leaders, mana today are not here with us. Ona na all everything n'ihe anyị ọ nọ na-eme explain, ọ nọ na-analyze all ihe ndị ahụ ka anyị na-ahụ na. And ọ bụrụ na ewetu G, the Biafra government in Eza ekwechi the ground, the only legal entity, the only government that defend this our restoration. Ewezuga ahụ gị ma na ihe anyị nọ here na-eme itself, onweghị anybody ga-ahụzi here. And when everybody got just now on his own capacity, on his own, and of which here with the stage and the state, this Nigerian janja with now na support to her. Oh, yeah, ha chọrọ ka ha hụ anyị at the end of the day, even self, all na ndị care for ndị a now with the agenda have been colonized again to their own destiny. Na ndị Fulani na-ewe Nigeria ma na-ewe all those places una all ha ga-atụkwa in charge of any resources or anything nọ n'ala. Ọ tụkwa ndị ahụ na-edige ha, ọtụkwa ndị ahụ na-control ha, ga-adịtụkwa in charge of those things, you know. But the funniest part of it is that ndị ama ha na knowing fully well that these people and people na ha know na ndị
God. What is it? Too much. No, so come back, come and summarize. My people, meanwhile, unu gana click kwana like, share ni ako ga viral, ka ndị be anyị wee na-anụ. Maka na asị na ekwuo ntị anụ. Onye ọbụla amalụ na onye ndu abụrụ nwoke na-give up easily. Hello. Yeah, good afternoon. Okay. Yes. Okay. Ịchọrọ ikwulu ndị Biafra. Anọ m na program.
Okay.
So what do you want?
Okay, Kene.
Okay, ngwa aga m akpọghachi gị later.
Okay.
Wow. Nonso, are you close by? Dalo at Chrome Rocker. Dalo ndewo. Ndewo nwanne m, ezigbo nwanne m ka ị bụ. Chukwu ga-edebe ụmụ Biafra ndụ. Go ahead, Nonso.
Okay. I'll come na network. Am I coming out?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So dịka oge m na-ekwu before network akụpụ m. So here na-ekwu na I no go everything direct. Thank God for this video. Thank God for our mommy Betty for her to go and dig back because ọ na-eme ndị be ọ dịka maybe anyị na-echefu ihe ọsịsọ. You know, all these things, all this teaching. I na-echefu all these things we ihe kwesịrị ị na-guide anyị. All these things we hear, all these things Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, all these things, all those things o kwuru, all those things ọ gwara anyị. We hear Igbo sef anyị need the history na akwụkwọ. Ọwụ ịnọkọta nnọọ nwee otu onye ọbụla isi anything he latch back. He get good words of guidance. Okwu that is ọnụ okwu ya anytime from now till the world end. Ọnụ okwu ya wụ ndụ. Ọnụ okwu ya wụ olileanya. Ọnụ okwu ya wụ amamihe. The opportunity Chineke nyere ya o nwere ka o ji na-use any platform.
Oh, kedu nnọọ this ndị be anyị unu afụgo na our brother ọ na-suffer this internet case so much. Onye ndu bụ mmadụ na-abụ okwuo ife maka onye ọbụla nwere akara aka Chukwu nyere akara aka onye ndu. Ọ dị ka our brother prophet evangelist Ebuka Obi. Onye ọbụla nwere akara aka nke akara aka Chukwu nyere onye ndu bụ na o kwuru n'ife ọ ga-eme. O kwuo ife ọ ga-eme. So geenụ ntị ka brother m conclude. Go ahead, Nonso, ewested that time.
So in conclusion, because of network. So here all these things. This video now I kill now. I just now get channel. Oh, because na a day like this we come. Chukwu okike abịa ma wepụtara these two great men. Go to the time Ojine wepụta ha. Obuzo wepụta our internal leader Ojukwu. Onye nke ahụ eme ile anya bịa hụ the whole nonsense juru ebe niile. Ọsọkwa na ihe nke agaghị eme o wepụta ego his own money, he sponsored it alone because na ọbịa na-eme broadcast na-eme all these things. But at that time, by now, when any of us that follow, he knows. And he did what he did to make sure that we have a place, a ground to stand. Mad people everywhere. Come when 1967, who before that they have been destroying our life, taking what belongs to us unjustly. Not like that. The only great man, wicked people everywhere. He took his father. The whole Biafrans in the 40s at Gardendo. Today, hello, here today. This thing is it because Ojukwu is not here today that somebody like Maazị Nnamdi Kanu has risen up? If Ojukwu was here and somebody like Maazị Nnamdi Kanu has risen up, what will the rest of you say? After how many years after the genocide committed against us, even mad people everywhere, people like us who do not even have the opportunity to experience that. But I know that I am a Biafran as a blood. You cannot commit that kind of evil atrocities with what I am seeing now, and you expect us to keep quiet. It can never happen. If we have been taking this for so long, it's as a result that we never knew our history. That is just the reason why Nigeria has been existing after the 1967 genocide. Chukwokika Abiama, he gave us time to see if at all we will have sense. Haven't seen the continuous genocide, the continuous injustice, the continuous atrocity being meted against we, the Biafran people. For what reason? For no reason. For no reason. For nothing. For nothing. Just because God has blessed us. Because God has given us wisdom. Because we are intelligent. Because we are smart. Because we are industrious. Because we are progressive people. The whole world, they know anywhere that you do not find a Biafran, that country does not exist. And when you check very well, you will know that the pillars are Biafrans. Any of these countries all over the whole world. Elon Musk, is he not just a name? Is he the one that is doing the engineering work? Is he the one that is that thing that is building, that is going up to sky, Mars, everything? Go and check very well. The engineer, the key man that will be there, that makes sure that that thing lifts, go and come back, is a Biafran. Do you think that this is a natural gift from God? If a Biafran man is not there, that thing does not exist. All these things that they are doing, and we, the Biafran people, have failed to understand what Chukwokika Abiama has given us. God has been teaching us lesson, making us to realize. But you know what? It doesn't really mean that this freedom is going to come maybe by the grace of God. Just as Chukwokika Abiama has destined our leaders, has destined us to this stage. Let his will be done, and his will alone will be done. That is what I'm asking, and that is what I'm saying. Biafra must come. Because this generation now, this time around, we have seen, we have known, we understand, and we are not giving up. That is just the fact. The earlier, the better, even including those ones that saw the kidnapping of our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. All these African countries, all of you think that this rain, when rain is about to fall, it's not going to fall in one roof. Don't think that it is just only in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there's one place in Biafra. Look, let me tell you, all of you around will never have peace. You will never have peace all over the whole world. You will never have peace because you have refused to speak. You have refused to speak even when you have the opportunity. Even though that all of you are being controlled by your masters. So you are not you are not playing the Biden against Nigeria. They will tell you, oh, don't worry, it's Nigeria. It's Nigeria. Don't say anything, forget them. Kenya, yo, don't worry, kidnap Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. It's Nigeria, don't worry. You think that it's Nigeria that you are looking at. Are you safe? Those people that are giving you that advice, telling you all those things, they have seas over across your country before you will get to their country. By the time this rain will start falling, before it will even get to them, it is very, very far. You might have been consumed. You will still shout and cry. You will not see anybody who will come for you. Nobody will listen to you. Nobody will help you. But the only people, the only nation that have been oppressed, that have been suppressed, have risen up. But what you people are doing, you collude to make sure that you try to stop us, to stop the voices of the people. But you know what? If it was 1967, you all would have succeeded. By now, we would have been singing different songs. But today, this is now the 25th century, and we, the Biafran people, we, these young generations, you see, now that we have realized, if anybody that his father asked to go and get that thing, you know how desperate, you know how he goes. That is what we are. No matter how you people arrest our leaders, no matter how you kidnap them, no matter the ones that you are planning to kidnap tomorrow or more that you will kidnap, Biafra must be recognized. Thank you very much, Mommy. May God bless you. Good afternoon from
Yes.
here.
Dalo. We will see you people by 3 p.m. on the space. And I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless each and every one of you. We love you all. We appreciate you. Ikuku, you are a wonderful and powerful force to work with. ọ ga-adịlụ nwoke mma dịlụ nwaanyị mma. Unu mata amata na ife a bụ platfọm anyị ebe anyị na-abịa were onu be anyị wee na-agwa ndị be anyị ife niile. Ndị be anyị unu nekwa anya, onye ndu vidiyo ya na awa PM ka m wetara ebe a ka unu wee malụ ebe anyị si, wee malụ ebe anyị na-eje. Onye ndu kwuru na this very interview wee sị that na ruga ndị Fulani na-achọ. Fulani, ruga bụ their language for your land. Grab, grab, grab. Or say that it will never happen. Ndị be anyị anya ga-edisappoint ya. Lotekwenu na onye ndu si anyị na ya mee disappoint anyị. As Nonso said, Ojukwu ji ego nne ya wee zọọ Biafra. Mana Maazị enwere ụdị ego Ojukwu nwere. Ọ bụ na etu onye ndu si eme na o nwere ego, o nwere onye ọ ga-asị ya weta ego. If na oge o jere America na 2021, ebe ọ nọ wee mee this interview with our PM, ọ na-asị ndị America, ọnụ na enwere ike ịtụ ọ bụrụgodu $1 biko nu my people, onye ọbụla donate na the donation link ebe a bregirestorationhope.org or ịkpọọ m na nọmba ọ bụ na ibi na homeland, enye m gị nọmba onye ị ga-eji wee nweta akara ị ga-eji wee kwụọ ụgwọ na-eje, maka na anyị nwere eje and eje mma. So ndị be anyị, ọ ga-adịnụ anyị ama disappoint onye ndu, and ọ nwa mgbe nta kịta Biafra ga-abịa, maka na our APM wonderful man, ọ na-anwa ike, maka na ndị anyị na-afa na-anụ ọgụ a ọ bụrụ obele ife. So ka ọ dịnụ, I love you all. Lotakwa na ife okoko ndị m kwuru, onye ndị ilo gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ụmụ Biafra, unu alarụkwa na ụla. All hail Biafra. Peace, progress, unity and equity. Bye from here. Nonso Kodi, thank you so much.